Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum, the refreshing, delicious treat that gives you chewing enjoyment, presents for your listening enjoyment Edmund O'Brien as...
Johnny Dollar.
Your call to Blood River is ready, sir. 1 moment. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Deputy Gray?
Yeah, is this Mr. Dollar?
Yeah, right. I've been assigned to the Colburn shooting.
I got your telegram. What'll you be here?
Well, I have to ask you a favor. I got a plane space to Parkinson, and I understand there's a bus to a place called Divide, but I can't find any transportation into Blood River.
Well, there isn't any. I'll have to meet you in Parkinson.
Oh, good. I'm due to arrive at 4 tomorrow afternoon. Say, what about Colburn? Did he make a statement?
No, he hasn't come to yet. If you want one, you better show some speed. The doc says he may not last till tomorrow.
The makers of Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum bring you Edmund O'Brien in another adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
To make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to refreshing, delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. Here's a taste treat you can enjoy indoors, outdoors, at work, or at play. The cool, long-lasting mint flavor refreshes you. The smooth, steady chewing helps keep you fresh and alert. Adds enjoyment to whatever you're doing. Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. Healthful, refreshing, delicious.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Tri-State Life and Casualty Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of my expenditures during investigation of the Blood River matter. Expense account item 1, $240, transportation and incidentals between Hartford and Parkinson. I was paged at the airport and given a note that directed me to St. Paul's Hospital, where I was met by Deputy Sheriff Tom Gray.
They brought Colburn in here this morning, trying to pump some blood into him, I guess. Nothing like a hospital out in Blood River.
Any improvement?
Yeah, I don't think so. Slugs from a 45, 4 of them. If it was me, I'd have left him where he was. Moving him 40 miles didn't do him no good. What did this insurance company send you out for?
Just a routine check. When a policyholder gets shot up, they like to know why and by whom.
How much insurance do you have?
$50,000 worth.
Oh, I didn't know that. Who's it go to?
Frank Colburn, a son, and Mary Colburn, a daughter.
Oh.
Do you have any leads, Sheriff?
Leads? Oh, I got what the hired girl said.
What was that? I didn't hear about it.
Oh, she was a witness. She was in the kitchen that night. A man knocked on the door, asked for some grub. Old Colburn walked in, started to shoo him away, and the man shot him down.
Have you got him?
No, not yet, but a posse's out hunting him. We'll find him. Come on, operating room's down this way.
Tom, have you heard any news?
Not yet, Mary. Hello, Frank. I didn't know you two were here.
Yeah, we came in as fast as we could.
This is Dollar. He's from your pa's insurance company back east.
Miss Colburn, Frank.
Who sent for you, Dollar?
The insurance company was notified of the shooting. They asked me to come out.
Why?
I don't think this is the time to talk about it.
It's just the way they work, Frank. They like to look into things like this. Come on, Dollar, in here.
Oh, Tom, wait. Can't we go in, too? The doctor told us to wait here, but we've got a right to go in if anybody has.
Well, I guess you have, Mary, but the doctor probably thought it'd be easier for you this way if something went wrong, you know.
Well, it isn't. I want to be with him. I have a right to be.
All right, Mary, if that's the way you want it. You too, Frank?
I don't see how it'll do anybody any good, but I'll come.
The son, Frank, was a huge man, well over 6 feet in his high-heeled boots. But the figure on the operating table must have towered over him during better days. I learned later that Max Colburn was more than a man. He was already a legend in the Blood River section. But here, under the intense glare of a battery of overhead lights, and under the probing instruments of the surgeon, Colburn was a great deal less than a man. Through the concealing sheets, you could realize the disintegration of his body and his massive head, skin now bloodless and drawn, had already taken on the aspects of a skull. I knew he'd never make a deathbed statement, but we stood there and waited 2 hours for him to die.
That's all, nurse. Jot down the time, please, and notify the coroner.
Yes, sir. 6:15.
Oh, now, Mary, don't do that. It won't do no good.
Oh, Tom, what'll I do? What'll I do?
You'll be all right, Mary. Frank, take her out of here, will you?
Come on, Mary. There's nothing anybody can do now.
If it had been me, Doc, I'd never brought him in. Old Bull might have made it in Blood River.
I'm sorry, Gray. He had to be moved. No facilities at all out there.
It's your business, I guess.
It was point-blank range, Gray. Multiple punctures of the stomach, single puncture of the right lung. He had to be moved. How do you do?
Johnny Dollar, Doctor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dr. Fulton. Mr. Dollar is representing the insurance company.
How do you do? I'm sorry I couldn't save him, Dollar.
Well, you did everything you could.
Yeah. Who was it that shot him? Do you know?
Not yet.
I hope you'll find him. Max Colburn was a fine man.
Yeah, the best. What are you going to do now, Dollar?
Go to Blood River? I'm still not satisfied about this thing.
I'll put you up in my place. There's no hotel.
Oh, thanks. I'd appreciate it.
Well, nice to meet you, Dollar. Too bad it couldn't have been under better circumstances.
You should never have brought him in.
Well, he probably knew what he was doing.
You think he shouldn't have been brought in? Why'd you let him? You're supposed to be the sheriff out here.
There's nothing I could do to stop him, Frank.
No, and there didn't seem to be anything you could do before to stop it either.
Oh, now, calm down, Frank.
The county don't pay you to run around with my sister. If you'd been spending half the time on your job that you do with her, this wouldn't have happened.
That's enough, Frank. Now, shut up.
And if Mary don't know it's mostly your fault, I'm going to tell her.
He's a hot-headed buzzard.
Yeah, I noticed. Can we make it to Blood River tonight?
Yeah, we can make it all right. Look, Dollar, I want to tell you something. It's a funny little place, only about 300 people in it. They aren't going to like you butting in. They don't like strangers.
I'm used to that.
Okay, as long as I told you. My Jeep is out in the back in the parking lot.
It was only 40 miles to the village of Blood River. It took us until 9:30 to get there. But long before then, I had begun to feel the place. It was at the foot of a range of mountains that rose sheerly from a narrow, choked valley. And it was the mountains that gave the feeling of oppression. In the moonlight, they seemed to be leaning over the village, ready to destroy it at any moment. Gray had comfortable quarters in his cabin office. I slept fairly well. And the next morning, he drove me out to the village, to the Colburn Ranch.
Quite a layout. Only 400 acres now. Colburn used to own the whole valley. There's open range up in the hills there. Well, this is the best fattening range in the whole... Will you get away, Duke?
That dog dangerous?
Yeah, could be, I guess. He's the old man's dog. He knows something's wrong, but he don't know what. That's right, isn't it, Duke, boy? Yeah. Now, go away, go away.
Come on, boy, go.
Well, come on, we'll go up to the house. Our girl will be in the kitchen, I suppose. Oh, cut it out, Duke. He's all right. Now, shut up, will you? You don't see many people dressed like you.
He's got nothing on me. I don't see many dogs like him.
Millie, it's Tom Gray.
I don't want to talk about it no more, Tom. I told you what I saw happen.
Here's a man from back east. He wants to talk to you.
Why? You tell him what I said.
I did, Millie, but he wants to hear it from you.
I see it all happen again. That's why I don't want to talk about it. But I will if I got to.
Well, thanks, Millie. I'll make it short as I can.
Go on, Duke. Now, you stay outside, boy. Go on, go on. There. Well, this is where it happened, Dollar. He's lying right there. This way with his head on the table. Two of the slugs hit the wall there. Hey, you see the marks?
Yeah. Was he lying face up?
That's right. Went over backwards. Shot from about here, I'd say.
Is that right, Millie?
I don't know. I went in the sitting room when I saw there was going to be trouble.
How much did you see?
I told Tom. It was after supper, and I was cleaning up. A stranger come to the door and said he was hungry. I yelled to Mr. Colburn. I have to ask him about things. And he started right away to run him out. I fed a lot of strangers. I never heard him act that way before.
Did it sound like he knew this stranger?
I couldn't tell. He started cussing at him, and I run in the sitting room and held my hands over my ears till the shooting. Then I screamed.
According to the description you gave Sheriff Gray, the man was short, stocky, with dark hair and heavy eyebrows. Now, can you remember anything else about him?
I can remember one thing more. He was wearing some kind of a coat and had a newspaper in one pocket.
Mm-hmm. Would you recognize him again if you saw him?
Oh, yes. I'll never forget him. Why haven't you caught him, Tom?
We'll get him.
Did you see him after you heard the shots?
No. I run back in here and saw Mr. Colburn. Then I run outside screaming. Randy come out of the bunkhouse, but I didn't see the man.
That's Randy Drew. He didn't see this stranger coming or going.
Colburn's son and daughter, where were they?
They wasn't here. I don't know where Miss Colburn was, but Mr. Colburn wasn't home yet from riding fence.
Millie.
What?
You telling the truth?
Yes.
You aren't protecting anybody.
Of course I ain't protecting anybody. Why should I do anything like that? Who would it be?
I only asked, Millie. That's all I want here, Sheriff.
Good enough.
Thanks for the help, Millie.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to storm.
And how old is she? Huh?
No, about 20, I guess.
With a little work, she could be an attractive girl.
She's peculiar. She grew up outside, but never quite did inside.
How does she and Frankie get along?
Pretty good, I guess. What are you driving at?
Sometimes that stranger story sounds just a little too pat. Now, hold on. I take it that's the bunkhouse?
Yeah, that's it.
Now, how could somebody kill Coburn and then get across all this open yard before anyone ran out to check on the shooting?
I don't know. I guess shooting out here don't mean what it does where you come from. Folks here do a lot of shooting.
Well, Millie said she screamed.
Yeah, it's pretty dark here, too. Mountains cut off the sun about 4 o'clock.
Well, maybe so.
I told you we found a gun in a ditch near here. She said she had a newspaper in his pocket. The gun was wrapped in one when we found it.
Who's this?
What? That looks like Charlie Baxter. Oh, yeah, it is. He was in the posse. Wonder what he's steaming that horse about.
Hold it. Oh!
What's the matter, Baxter?
What? We got him. We got the killer. We found him at Silver Star.
Oh, well, good. Where's he now?
We're bringing him to your place. It's Elmer Bryce.
He came back?
You better get in there.
Right. You stay here and bring Millie in. She'll have to identify him. Use the truck.
Okay.
Let's get on back to town, Dollar.
Who's Elmer Bryce?
There used to be a hand here, just flunky. Kept the range string watered. Choked a colt to death with a rope, and old man Colburn darn near killed him.
When was this?
Oh, 2 years ago. You know, in 35 years of ranching, Elmer Bryce was the first hand the old man ever had to fire. Folks around here ran him right out of the country.
A thunderstorm swept in over the mountains and began to drench the valley during the trip back to the village. A group of maybe a dozen curious were huddled in slickers outside Gray's office waiting for a look at the prisoner. He arrived by car, went through the formalities of arrest, and a few minutes later, Colburn's hired girl walked into the office and faced him.
That's him. He's the one.
You swear on the Bible, Millie?
Yes, I could never forget him.
Okay. You can go on back to the ranch. Thanks for coming in.
I'm glad they caught you.
Oh, Millie.
When they kill you, maybe I can sleep without seeing it happen all over again.
That's enough, Millie.
All right.
Hey, you want Millie?
Well, Bryce, you're under arrest. Anything you say will be used against you.
I didn't kill him.
You deny being at the ranch?
I was at the ranch, but I didn't kill him.
Well, what did you do?
I was hungry. I thought I could get something to eat. He owes it to me. I can't get work no place because he talked about me so much. Nobody will hire me on account of the way he talks. It wasn't my fault that colt choked. He kept pulling and the rope jammed. Colburn, he told people I was crazy and I did it for fun. That ain't right.
What happened at the ranch?
Well, I asked the girl for something to eat. She called Mr. Colburn. He come and cussed me out and told me to get off his land. And I left.
Millie says when he cussed you out, you killed him.
I don't care what she says.
What kind of a gun do you carry?
I ain't got no gun, and you can't prove I killed him. Of course, I never did.
Him too is Gray. We want Elmer Bryce.
Why did you go to his ranch instead of some other?
I told you. Because he owes me something for what he done to me.
Why don't you tell the truth so we can get on with this, huh?
I didn't kill him.
You hated him.
I hate a lot of people. Listen to them.
Who is it?
Baxter, let me come in.
Just a minute. All right, come in.
Gathered fast, Gray. Must be near to 100 out there now. They sent me in to say they wanted Bryce.
Well, they can't have him.
You know how they feel about old man Colburn. They want his killer for themselves.
I didn't kill him. Nobody can prove I did.
I think you've waited long enough, Sheriff. You better get this man into a car and get out of here.
All right. Come on, Bryce. On your feet. I ought to give you to him.
I don't care what you
Give me a hand, Dollar.
Sure. The faster we move, the better.
Open the door, Baxter, and start out. We'll be right behind you. All right, let's go.
Move, Bryce. Come on, move. Come on. Get to the car, Bryce, quick.
Now go home, folks. Anderson there, you go home. And Phil, you know better than to do this, and go on home, will you?
Right, get away, Lego. We don't need no outsiders. Ben, take care of this outsider. I got the killer.
Use your head. This won't do any good.
This is backwards, you crazy. You ain't gonna stop it. Oh!
There was no stopping them. I caught a last glimpse of Bryce's face as I went down into the mud of the street. Then there was nothing but hundreds of thrashing legs carrying the mob and their victim to a waiting truck. Blood River was in the process of living up to its name.
To make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to refreshing, delicious Wrigley Spearmint Chewing Gum. The lively, full-bodied real mint flavor cools your mouth, moistens your throat, freshens your taste. And the chewing itself gives you a little lift, helps you keep going at your best. So for real chewing enjoyment that's refreshing and long-lasting, always keep Wrigley Spearmint Chewing Gum handy. Healthful, delicious Wrigley Spearmint Gum will make every day more enjoyable. And now, with our star, Edmund O'Brien, we return you to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Deputy Sheriff Gray had fared worse than I. A boot heel had stunned him. So it was 15 minutes before we got underway in the Jeep. We found Elmer Bryce on the road to the Colburn Ranch, hanging from a bridge. We took his body back to the sheriff's office in the now silent village.
You got to understand how they felt about Colburn before you can begin to understand their actions.
I'll never understand. I've never been part of a mob.
And neither have I. Neither have they. But this is something special. The old man is going to break up the rest of his land and parcel it out. He's done it before. He was loyal to the Blood River folk, and it meant they could have the land of their own. They could never afford it except the way he sold it.
You're in a bad spot, aren't you? What are you going to do about this lynching?
I'd like to call back the last hour and a half. That's what I'd like to do about it. Should have kept Bryce out of Blood River, but I didn't know. These people are my friends. I'll have to go into Parkinson and name as many of them as I saw. That's what you pay for wearing a badge, I guess.
It's a lousy break. Is there anything I can do?
I think I better strap on a gun. For the first time since I got this job. See there on the desk the receipt I made out when I took Bryce's personal things? I better have that. Is it there?
Yeah, it's here. Sheriff,
What?
what's this? Who signed this?
Charlie Maxwell. He signed because Bryce couldn't write. That's his X just above there.
He couldn't write.
Well, no, he wasn't much for brains. You saw that.
He couldn't write his own name, but he carried a newspaper around with him? Why? Just to have it handy for wrapping guns? Or did he learn to read without learning to write?
Well,
it's going to be a strange kind of justice, Sheriff. If he was telling the truth and your village killed an innocent man, those that go free will live with that for the rest of their lives.
I'll leave the Jeep with you. I'll drive Maxwell's pickup into Parkinson.
Yeah, thanks.
There's some of my clothes and boots you can wear. Better get out of them wet ones. And just take this advice, will you? Don't go throwing your weight around. It's going to send them crazy. Be careful. I'll be back after supper.
The single street was still silent and empty when I left the Colburn Ranch. The mountains were closing in again. There should have been lights in the windows of the houses, but instead they were dark. And I could feel the eyes of the people who stood inside them, watching me pass. Finally, almost at the edge of town, a knot of men stepped from a doorway and waved me to a stop.
Where's Tom Gray?
He went into Parkinson
What for?
to report the lynching.
Lynching? Hear that, boys? He says somebody strung up the killer.
I don't believe it. From what I hear, he hung himself. And good.
Why are you trying this out on me? I'm not here to arrest you. I couldn't if I wanted to.
What are you doing here?
I'm still looking for Max Colburn's murderer.
Bryce hung himself.
He shouldn't have, because he wasn't guilty.
Who says that?
Sheriff Gray and I. There was nothing against him but your personal feelings and some circumstantial evidence.
He's the one who done it. He even said so.
Said what?
That he went to the ranch first off. Why else would he do that?
He was hungry. Now, come on, get out of my way. If you people think the rest of the story will help your peace of mind any, I'll try to get it for you. But Bryce was innocent. Think about that for the time being. Come on, move it, Ben. I'm coming through.
Let him go, Ben. Come on, boys. He can't hurt us.
All right, boy, all right, it's all right. Come on, you're a good boy. Sure, it's all right. Yep, these clothes belong to a friend of yours.
Who is it?
Johnny Dollar, Miss Colburn.
Oh,
Who is it, Mary?
it's Mr. Dollar, Frank.
Oh, yeah. Come on in, Dollar.
Thanks.
We heard about Bryce. I'm sorry it went that way. Any man, I don't care what he is, has a right to a trial.
Yeah. Lynching is one of man's least pleasant habits. This one especially, it looks like Bryce was innocent.
No, he wasn't.
Millie said he was the one.
There could have been a lot of things wrong with her statement. She didn't see it happen, she only heard it. Somebody else could have taken advantage of Bryce's visit and done the shooting himself.
I don't follow you.
He did come out here, he admitted it, but I don't think he killed your father.
He hated him. Mary, stop that.
Sure, he hated him. Everybody knew it. With that and Millie's statement, who would bother to look any further than poor dim-witted Elmer Bryce?
Oh, Frank. Oh, Frank.
Shut up, Mary. Go on in the other room.
Wait a minute. What's the matter with her?
She's upset.
Frank, you killed him.
Shut up. You'd like that to be true, wouldn't you?
You said you would. You said you would, and you killed him. I'm going to the sheriff, Frank, and don't try to stop me.
She's off her head. Like everybody else in this blasted hole.
Yeah? Why should she have said that?
Because I lost my temper one night. Told the old man he better blow his own brains out before I did it for him. Because he forgot how to think with them.
When was that?
A couple of weeks back. Maybe I was hot enough to mean it at the time, but I cooled off. I wouldn't kill my own pa.
Well, there goes your sister, Frank. Sheriff Gray mentioned that he was going to sell the rest of his land. Was that the cause of the trouble?
Yeah. He didn't care what happened to his kids. I told him with all the war talk, this was the time to hang on to it, restock the herds, and get ready to make some money.
Ranch is yours now.
That's right. Mine and Mary's.
Where were you when your father was killed?
I was riding fences up by Red Knoll.
Do you have any way to prove that? Any witnesses?
You don't run into anybody up that way. That's our land. Folks stay off it.
What about it, Frank?
What about it?
There's a lot stacked up against you.
I know it. You can depend on my sister. You and anybody else who'd like to string me up for it.
What about Millie? Was she in it with you?
In it? Now, wait, don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill my pa.
There's a lot stacked up against you.
Well, there are places to go. I don't like jails and courtrooms. I think I'll just fade until it blows over.
That's not the way. You won't make it.
You're going to stop me?
I'm being paid to see this thing cleaned up. I'll have to try.
Get out of my way, Dollar.
You sit down until the sheriff gets you.
Get away from the door. You're an outsider. It's none of your affair. Now get out of the way. I said get out of the way. What's this to you?
Stay where you are.
You can't make me. No, I don't want to have to kill you. So don't get up.
Frankie,
What do you want, Millie? What are you doing with that gun?
you've got to kill him, Frankie.
Get out of here.
You've got to. For me.
Why?
Because I lied. I lied to everybody.
What about?
About your pa. Elmer Bryce didn't kill him.
Millie.
Because I did. I killed him for you. You told me that night you wished he was dead. You remember that night?
I remember, Millie.
And I told you I'd do anything for you. Remember that? Anything.
Yeah, I remember.
I lied. Elmer Bryce came, but I stayed in the kitchen and heard everything he said. I knew he hated your pa, and after he ran away, I thought about it.
You're crazy, Millie.
I waited for a while, and when I knew nobody saw that man leave, I yelled to your pa again. And when he come in, I shot him. And that night, I threw away the gun.
What's the matter with you, Millie?
You know what's the matter. Now, you can't run off and leave me. You've got to help me.
I can't help you.
You've got to kill this man.
I won't do it, Millie.
Then you've got to take me away with you.
I'm not going away now. I don't have to. I didn't have anything to do with it. This is the end for you and me.
All right, Frankie.
Hey, get down.
Don't do it!
Kill her. Drop it. Let go.
All right. All right. I did it for him. Now I don't care what happens to me.
As far as I was concerned, that was it. Frank Coburn lost a lot of blood, but not his life. And his sister still had to live at the ranch with her ill-tempered brother. The hired girl who brought all this about was taken by the sheriff. When I left Blood River, the state had moved in to see what it could do about the lynching. But what that is, I don't know. The entire village was guilty of murder, and what could anybody do about that? All I know is that the original murder was not committed with the idea of insurance fraud. And in spite of the mess I got into, that's what I was hired to learn. Expense account item 2, same as item 1. Expense account total, $740. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Remember, friends, to make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to refreshing, delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. There's lots of cooling, real mint flavor in every stick. And chewing Wrigley Spearmint helps keep you feeling fresh and alert. You feel better, work better, get more fun out of doing things. So indoors, outdoors, wherever you go, keep some healthful, refreshing Wrigley Spearmint Chewing Gum handy. To make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is brought to you by Wrigley's Spearmint Gum and stars Edmund O'Brien in the title role, written by Gil Dowd with music composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Edmund O'Brien can now be seen starring in the Columbia Pictures production 711 Ocean Drive. Featured in tonight's cast were Virginia Gregg, Bill Conrad, Junius Matthews, Sammy Hill, Clayton Post, Tyler McVeigh, Dave Light, and Howard Culver. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Jaime Del Valle. The makers of Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum hope you've enjoyed tonight's story of Johnny Dollar and that you're enjoying delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum every day. We invite you to join us again next week at the same time when, from Hollywood, Edmund O'Brien returns in another adventure of...
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Bob Stevenson speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
From Hollywood, it's time now for Edmund O'Brien as
Johnny Dollar.
Mrs. French speaking. Who is this?
Oh, I'm sorry for my explosive greeting, Mrs. French. It's a habit I've gotten into. This is Mr. Dollar from the insurance company.
Oh, yes, I received the message that you'd called. But I don't think I understand you're coming to Chicago.
Well, I guess they haven't got around to writing you about it. They sent me here to talk to you about your son.
I see.
And then if we decide there are grounds for your fears about him, they've given me authority to go out to the Malay states and investigate the situation.
Oh, that's very nice of them. I am afraid for Edward.
I'll come out to see you about 1:30 then, Mrs. French.
Edmund O'Brien in a transcribed adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Home Office Tri-State Insurance Group, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Edward French matter. Expense account item 1, $95 airfare and incidentals between Hartford and Chicago, the home of Edward French's mother. There the story went about as follows. Edward French had left the States after the war and gone to the Malay States, where he managed a tea plantation, concentrating on sales to a buyer for the Jewel Tea Company. He'd married an English girl, and their life seemed pleasant enough, but a letter from a Constable Wicklow had reported the abrupt end of that. Edward, on a business trip to Singapore, had disappeared. The current crop of Malay guerrillas was suspected, but there was not one clue as to whether he was alive or dead. Expense account item 3, $1,283 airfare to Singapore. It was almost a week later that I jostled my way through the crowded streets to the office of the Jewel Tea buyer, Mr. Neeps.
You know, it's odd, Mr. Dollar. You won't believe this, but I was thinking of Ed just as you walked through that door.
You knew about the disappearance?
Oh, yes. Constable from Raoub sent word down a week after he'd been here.
Oh, Mr. French did come here after he left his plantation.
Yes, we finished our business in the afternoon and went to dinner at the club that night. He left the following morning.
Did you hear from him the following morning?
Well, no, but I knew that was his plan. Actually, I wasn't worried about him even after I heard about it. Ed's, not peculiar, I guess, but strong-willed. If 50 men told him not to swim across a river, he'd do it just to please himself. You get to expect the unexpected from him. I don't know if I make myself clear.
I think I understand.
Selfish may be a better word. What I mean is that it would be like Ed to suddenly leave for some place without bothering to tell anyone.
Not even his wife?
Well, first of all, not his wife. Now, don't misunderstand. I like Ed, but I can't help disapproving of some of the things, like the way he treats Catherine. But none of my business. I like him in spite of those things. I think Ed will show up when he gets ready to and laugh at the trouble he's caused.
You don't put any stock in the idea that the guerrillas might have got him, huh? Bandits, I understand you call them?
Yes. Well, of course, there's always that possibility. A planter is killed now and then, but I'd expect Ed to be the last one.
If he just took off someplace as you suspect, would you have an idea where he'd go?
No, I'm afraid I wouldn't. It's a big world, you know.
Yeah. How do I get to Raoub? I began to appreciate the state of siege British Malaya is living under when I boarded the train the next morning. All the windows in all the cars were covered with wood, hard and thick enough to withstand fair-sized bullets. At the stopping point near Raoub, I was met by 2 native policemen armed with Bren guns who drove me the rest of the way in a jeep that had been encased in armor. There was no trouble, but by the time I reached the police station in Raoub, I had a healthy respect for the dank wall of jungle that pushed in from all sides and the unseen enemy it hid. Because on the way, I was notified by the native driver that Constable Wicklow had been killed from ambush the day before. His replacement was Constable Downs.
It's a nasty business, cleaning them out. Poor Wicklow'd been empty for almost a year.
Well, it must have happened after I talked to the police in Singapore.
Yes, last night. They attacked a steward estate. That adjoins French's. Wicklow was killed on the way out with reinforcements. They'll single out the leader every chance they get.
What do you know about French's disappearance?
Very little, I'm afraid. I read Wicklow's report when I learned you were coming. Undoubtedly the work of the bandits, although it might appear to be kidnapping.
Kidnapping. That's a new theory.
Oh, hardly a theory yet. But it's not been their habit to conceal the bodies of their victims. This is the first case on record where a vehicle has been taken.
I didn't know about that either.
That's what Wicklow's report said. That's all I know about it.
Constable, I want to go out and talk with his wife. How do you...
Take the Jeep by all means. It's rather late in the afternoon to start out. If you can't be sure of getting back here before dark, well, there's hardly any possibility that you'll take a chance. The native boys simply won't start back. They'll stay behind the barricade there for the night, and so will you.
The French estate, like the others, maintained about 50 private soldiers who held defensive positions about the place 24 hours a day. By the time I got there, they had pulled in for the night and were manning a tight perimeter around the main house. As the Jeep passed through it, I saw that they were fairly well armed with rifles, light automatic weapons, and grenades. In sight of all this, waiting on the veranda, and dressed as though she were about to leave for a cocktail party, Mrs. French looked entirely out of place. Mrs. French?
Yes?
Oh, didn't Constable Downs telephone about my coming? He said he would.
Constable Downs? I'm afraid he wasn't able to. Our telephone wires have been out.
Oh. My name is Dollar, Mrs. French.
How do you do?
I'm here from the States to investigate the disappearance of your husband.
The United States? I don't understand.
I was sent by the insurance company that carries the policy on his life. It's quite a big policy, you know.
Yes. Please sit down.
Thank you.
Mr. Dollar, you must understand what our fears are. That Edward has been killed by the bandits.
There's no proof of that yet. As a matter of fact, Constable Downs seems to think there's a fair possibility that he hasn't been.
What did he say?
That they never bother to hide anyone they've killed, and your husband's body hasn't been found. Also, that they never steal cars, and your husband's car hasn't been found.
I haven't dared to hope. What does he think it means?
I don't think he's sure, but he mentioned kidnapping. I didn't know until I talked to him that your husband had been in his car when he disappeared. Does that mean that he drove to Singapore?
Yes, he always drove.
Through more than 200 miles of jungle during an emergency like this? Why would he do that?
Because everybody told him that he shouldn't. My husband was like that.
You're convinced that he's dead, aren't you?
Well, I haven't dared to hope. I've thought the worst so that if...
Mrs. French.
Where did it come from?
It's hard to tell. That way, I thought. You'd better sit down, Mrs. French. Come on. Come on, sit down. About 15 minutes later, I thought I understood her violent reaction to the shots in the far distance. A small lorry pulled up in front of the house, and a blond man of 30 or so years got out of it. He was introduced to me as Keith Stewart, manager of the adjoining estate. From one brief look that passed between Mrs. French and him, I thought I understood who she had been afraid for.
Well, I dare say that nobody would travel all the way out here if I caught it. You Americans are a surprising lot.
Yes, I suppose so.
And by the way, I very nearly did catch it.
We heard the shooting.
How many were there, Keith?
Hard to tell. As usual, I could scarcely see the beggars. But their number's not as important as the fact that they're still in the vicinity after last night. I'm afraid we shall have to expect another raid tonight.
The telephone lines have been cut.
Yes, I rather thought they had. I tried to call. That's why I popped over. I think we can expect them here tonight. Is that your Jeep, Mr. Dollar?
Constable Downs let me use it.
I wouldn't try to return to Raoub until morning if I were you.
2 hours later, it was dark. A double guard had been posted, and floodlights glared out in a 200-yard circle around the house. There was a rather strange supper shared by Mrs. French, Keith Stewart, and myself. The association between the two was obvious to me by the time coffee was served, and the rest of it came out later that night. I couldn't sleep in the uneasy house, and at 11 I left my room to go get some air on the veranda. But they were already there. And what I overheard from inside the house just about settled the case as far as I was concerned. I was waiting for a definite statement when the conversation was interrupted.
Here. Go inside, Captain.
What is it, Stewart?
Well, sir, did our little war awaken you?
I wasn't asleep. You said you had a weapon for me?
Yeah. Go inside, Captain.
All right. Please be careful.
Right over here, Mr. Dollar. Not a gun of American manufacture. Are you familiar with the Thompson product?
Yeah, thanks.
You'll have to arm it. The chamber's empty. Now then, you're going out there with me?
That's what you wanted, wasn't it?
Very good. Rather an odd way to carry on an insurance investigation, isn't it?
That's right. But you'd hardly call this an ordinary case.
We'll return you to the second act of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar, in just a moment. There have been some changes made, and it's faster, it's funnier, it's got new life and brand new punch because Jan Murray's taken over. What show is this? Why, CBS's Saturday night musical quiz, Sing It Again. That hour of melody, mirth, and money that's heard on most of these same CBS stations. Yes, Jan Murray is your new host. Alan Dale, Judy Lynn, the Riddlers, and Ray Block are your music makers. And there's still loads and loads of cash for identifying the phantom voice. Be sure to hear the new Sing It Again starring Jan Murray tonight on CBS. Now with our star, Edmund O'Brien, we return you to the second act of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar.
Converge your fire! Converge! Blast to keep that lane covered! We've other guns to look about for targets.
There's a movement to the left, Stewart.
Good man, 2 of them. Take them if you like.
There's 100 of them.
The main force all right. Swing your fire! You there! Concentrate on their rear. You two, Dollar. Straighten them out!
We'll be in the enfilade position.
Grenades! Grenades! Now!
Thanks, man.
Well, good morning, Mr. Dollar. Bandits gave you a bit of a go last night, I'm
It
told.
was over by 2 a.m. I'm sorry I got your men into it, Constable.
Oh, nonsense. They're policemen. You brought them both back, didn't you?
Yes, the one death we had was a boy from the estate.
Ah, beastly business. What about the bandits?
I don't know. I didn't stay to count. There's been a development in the French disappearance that will probably surprise you.
Oh?
I overheard a private conversation between Stewart and Mrs. French. Or at least they thought it was private. I can think only one thing after hearing what they said. They're back of French's disappearance, not the bandits.
Oh, see here now.
I told you it'd be a surprise, but it's the truth.
You suspect that there's something between them?
It's more than a suspicion. I know that to be a fact.
Good Lord.
They talked about whether or not French knew about their association and whether or not he'd mentioned it to somebody who could have told me about it. She's afraid I'm suspicious of them, she said. What else could they have been talking about, Constable?
I don't know. Good Lord. Did it sound as though they'd killed him?
Yes, it did. But unfortunately, an overheard conversation isn't much in the way of proof.
No. Pity the body hasn't been found.
That would help. He didn't say so, but I sort of assumed that Stewart has a wife. Is that right?
Yes, he has. Rather a pathetic, sickly woman.
You can't say that about Mrs. French.
Oh, no. I suppose one couldn't.
I wonder if you could call Stewart into town for something this afternoon. Maybe a report on last night's action. I'd like to talk to his wife.
Why, yes, I imagine I could. I'll ask 2 or 3 of the planters. As a matter of fact, I should arrange a meeting to discuss common defense. But good Lord, Dollar, this possibility is astounding.
It was almost too hot to move when Constable Downs opened his meeting But I jeeped to the Stewart estate and was admitted to the room where Mrs. Stewart was resting, a pale, fever-ridden woman.
Mr. Dollar, you've traveled a great distance in order to ask questions. I find rather strange your hesitancy now that you are here.
There are some questions that are particularly hard to ask. About your husband, Mrs. Stewart.
Yes?
Do you know about your husband and Mrs. French?
Of course I've known. He's in love with her. And I don't care.
Has he spoken of divorce?
Under British law, Mr. Dollar, it would be my place to speak of divorce. Why do you ask?
I wondered if he or they had any plans for the future.
I assure you that any of Keith's plans for the future will include me. Unless he kills me. At times I wish he would.
Do you think Edward French knew about his wife?
I don't know.
Mrs. Stewart, I don't know if you really think your husband is capable of killing you. But it looks very much as though he did kill Edward French.
I hope he did. And I hope he's punished for it.
Can you think of anything that might help me prove that he did?
No. Oh, I wish I could remember.
French disappeared about a month ago. Evidently, he left Singapore in his car. If your husband killed him, he would have to have met him on the road back. Can you remember your husband leaving for any length of time about a month ago?
Yes. Yes, I do remember. A month ago. He left before noon in his lorry. He was gone for 2 or 3 hours.
Did he say where he'd gone?
No. I asked him, and he said he'd been inspecting the groves. But he was lying.
It was hard to know whether she was speaking the truth or what was manufactured by her hate for her husband. When I left her, I went back to the French estate. Mrs. French was reportedly too ill from the previous night's excitement to see me at the moment, and I was told to wait. I waited until an hour before dark and then was faced not by the lady of the estate, but by Keith Stewart.
My wife told me about your visit, Mr. Dollar.
She did? I was hoping that she wouldn't.
I'm sorry that you bothered her. She's quite ill. At times, what she says has entirely no basis of reason.
Oh? She seemed to be all right when I saw her.
She told you that I killed Edward French. Do you think that's a reasonable statement?
She didn't tell me that.
And why should she say that she did?
Probably because I told her.
You told her?
Yeah.
Why would you think a thing like that, Mr. Dollar?
Because it doesn't look like natives' work, for one thing. The body hidden, the car missing.
That doesn't necessarily follow, Mr. Dollar. A jungle animal might have made off with his body. An armored auto such as his could be sold quite easily for a great deal of money.
His body might also offer proof of who killed him. The car, too, possibly.
I'm afraid you're in error, Mr. Dollar. Edward was killed by bandits.
How do you know that?
Considering the number of deaths attributable to them, I think it's safe to assume.
You're in love with his wife.
I make no secret of that, sir.
You made no secret of your conversation with her last night, either.
What do you mean?
I mean on the veranda last night, just before the attack.
I see.
You told her there was nothing to worry about, if you'll remember. But you were wrong.
I'm afraid you were, too, Mr. Dollar. Spying is not looked upon with any amount of favor here.
It's not my usual method, but your stupidity made it almost unavoidable. How do you think the murder is going to be received?
I insist there was no murder per se. Edward was killed by the bandits.
Keith.
Catherine, will you go back to your room, please?
No, Keith. I have a right to know what's being said.
Nothing is being said, my dear, that would be of any interest to you.
Why do you say that, Stewart?
I've been listening, Keith. I have a right to be here.
All right, my dear. As you know, then, we were discussing the possibility that I might have killed your husband. It's a groundless discussion, since even if Mr. Dollar were convinced that I had, there would be the matter of proof.
I've been expecting that.
And you have a solution?
Not at the moment. But let me tell you this. I have Constable Downs convinced, too. He arranged the meeting of you planters this afternoon only to give me time to talk to your wife.
Keith.
Please, Catherine, be quiet.
The constable has probably radioed our suspicions to Singapore by now, so you can see that the ball is rolling, so to speak.
Catherine, be quiet. Go to your room, Catherine. It'll be better if you'll go to your room.
You can see she's ready to break down right now. I don't think you have a chance, Stewart.
She had nothing to do with it, Dollar. I'll accept full responsibility. We did fall in love. Edward was a beast.
That has nothing to do with it, has it?
If you'd known him, you'd realize that it had a great deal to do with it. He deserved to die. Life is cheap here in the Malay States. Good men have been dying. He wasn't a good man. He was a beast. And I took the emergency and used it to my advantage. To Catherine's advantage.
You met him when he came back from Singapore?
Yes, I drove my lorry to meet him. I feigned engine trouble, and when he got out, I shot him and drove away. But I didn't tell Catherine until after I'd done it.
Do you want to go into town to give your story to Constable Downs, or shall I send in for him?
I'll go in. If you wouldn't mind, I'd appreciate it if I could go to my estate first.
It's close to dark.
I'd appreciate it.
We'll go in the Jeep then. I've got 2 armed men in there.
All right, Mr. Dollar. I won't say goodbye to Catherine. If we could leave now.
Oh, you're carrying an automatic. I'd better take that. All right, we can go now. It was too close to dark when we swung into the last mile of his estate. The jungle seemed to press in closer than ever. The orange sun had sunk below the trees by the time we reached the house. The guard was set, and I wondered if I had spent another night with a Thompson in my hand. We walked into the house, and there faced a man I didn't recognize until Stewart screamed his name.
French! French, but how?
An emaciated Edward French, a scarecrow, half alive, and holding a pistol in his hand.
French. Edward.
Yes, Keith.
No, Edward, no!
You are Edward French?
Yes, I'm Edward French. I'm still alive. I stayed alive so I could come back and face the man who thought he'd killed me. How is Catherine?
Edward.
Is she happy thinking I'm dead? She should have known that I wouldn't die. I didn't die, Keith.
Keith was going in to give himself up, French.
You won't have to now.
Oh, wait a minute. Let things go the way they're going.
I know how things are going. I don't know you, but don't try to stop me.
Edward. Look, Edward, there's nothing I can say. Nothing I can say, but Edward, there must be something.
Give me that thing, French.
Sure. There it is. Well, I've shown them a thing or two around here.
Yeah, you sure have. Expense account item 4, same as items 1 and 3, transportation back to the States in Hartford. Item 5, miscellaneous, $200. Expense account total, $2,739.50. Remarks? The story of French being left for dead and driving to a settlement hospital is too long to cover here. But he did, without letting anybody know who he was. The last I saw of him, he was being booked for murder himself. I had no idea that a cup of tea might have all this background. But I was there. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, stars Edmund O'Brien in the title role and is written by Gil Dodd with music by Wilbur Hatch. Edmund O'Brien's latest picture is the Paramount Pictures production, The Redhead and the Cowboy. Featured in tonight's cast were Jeanette Nolan, John McIntyre, Tudor Owen, Maria Palmer, and Dan O'Herlihy. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, was transcribed in Hollywood by Jaime Del Valle. This is Dan Cutterly inviting you to join us next week at this time when Edmund O'Brien returns as...
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
For more adventure and mystery tonight, CBS brings you Hopalong Cassidy, Gangbusters, and Broadway is My Beat on most of these same CBS stations. Stay tuned now for Larry LeSueur with 5 minutes of the latest news, which follows immediately over most of these same CBS stations. This is CBS, where you laugh at Jack Benny every Sunday night, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
From Hollywood, it's time now for
Johnny Dollar.
Pat McCracken, Johnny, Universal Adjustment Bureau.
Oh, hi, Pat. What's on your mind?
At the moment, you.
Huh?
Johnny, you've been working too hard.
Oh, this I've been convinced of for years, Pat, but I've never been able to convince anybody else, especially you.
Okay, I'm convinced. What you need is a nice vacation, all expenses paid.
Whoa.
Southern California's very nice this time of
I
year.
just came back from there.
The beaches, the swimming, sun, golf,
Look,
nightlife.
Pat, thanks a lot, but no thanks.
Well, now, Johnny.
The last time you invited me to take one of your vacations, I got hit over the head, almost run down by a truck, and kicked around by a guy 7 feet tall.
Yeah, but this one's different, Johnny. It's a real simple job.
Oh, they all are, according to you.
All I want you to do is pick up something out on the coast and bring it back here. That's all.
Yeah, what?
$100,000.
Oh, I'll be right over.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Universal Adjustment Bureau, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Johnson payroll matter. Expense account item 1, $1.25 cab fare from my apartment to the office of Universal Adjustment Bureau and Pat McCracken.
Well, $100,000 made you prick up your ears, Johnny. Sit down.
Okay, Pat. What's the deal?
You hear about the Johnson payroll robbery last week down in New York?
I read about it, but there weren't too many details.
They got $100,000, and the payroll was insured by one of the companies we represent.
How many in on the robbery, do you know?
Oh, we're not sure. There were several. One of them was fatally wounded.
Was he able to talk before he died?
Yeah, just enough to tell us the plan was to split up after the robbery, meet in another city to divvy up the loot.
Uh-huh. And you think it's out in California now?
We also think one of the crooks may be trying to double-cross the others.
Hiding out from them, maybe?
That's the general idea. We got a call from Los Angeles this morning. Fellow wouldn't give his name, but he claimed he could give us a lead on the one who has the dough. For a price, of course.
Oh.
So you're to meet him in L.A. and find out what he knows, if anything.
What do you figure his angle is, Pat?
Oh, maybe several, Johnny, but I don't care. What I do care about is getting the money back.
All right. How do I contact this man in Los Angeles?
You don't, he'll contact you. At your hotel, the Nestor.
The Nestor. Okay, Pat, I'm on my way.
Oh, just one thing, Johnny.
Yeah?
Maybe it's occurred to you, maybe it hasn't. There will be others looking for that money, too.
The other guys involved in the robbery?
Yeah. Of course, if you can get there first.
I'll try. Oh, and don't bother telling me to be sure to get back here in one piece. That I'll really try to do. Expense account item 2, $187 even, air transportation and incidentals to Los Angeles. I've been told to stay at the Hotel Nestor, so I took a cab. That's item 3, $5.50 from the airport. It was just getting dark as my cab pulled up in front of the place. Before I could get out, somebody got in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know this cab was occupied.
Well, that's okay. Welcome aboard.
Here, I'll get out. Oh!
It's okay. I've got you.
Sorry, I lost my balance. Must have got my heel.
You may be sorry, but I'm not. I can't think of a better way to arrive in a strange city than with a beautiful girl in your arms.
If you'll let go of me.
Oh, yeah, well, if you insist.
Thanks. I'm sorry.
Oh, wait a minute. You can have this cab as soon as I get my stuff out.
Oh, that's all right. I'm in a hurry. I'll get another one. Goodbye.
Oh, wait a second. I mean, after all... Oh, well. Yeah, that's the story of my life. The best ones always seem to get away. I went into the hotel lobby to register, but found a message waiting for me from the informant who'd phoned to Pat. I was to drive to the little town of Corrado Beach down the coast and meet a man there first thing in the morning. There was a map showing me the way to a small pier where the meeting was to take place. Looked like Los Angeles had suddenly got too hot for him. Expense account item 4, $50 to rent a car. I left word where I'd be, drove to Corrado Beach, and checked in at a motel. Then early next morning, I went out to the little pier. It was a ramshackle affair with a couple of beat-up boats tied to it and an old character fumbling with the door of a little bait shack. I went over to him. Hi.
Morning.
Having trouble?
Yeah, some kid's been monkeying with this lock. You want some bait?
No. This is one trip I didn't come to fish. How is it, by the way?
Fishing?
Yeah.
Fine.
Oh, just my luck. No, I'm supposed to meet somebody here.
Oh, must be that fellow out there. He was already there when I got here.
Oh, where?
Oh, you see that boat, bottom side up on the pier near the end?
You mean the man sitting beside it?
Yeah. Got himself a fishing rod, looks like. Could be he wants some bait. I'll walk out with you and see if you don't mind.
Oh, not at all. So the fishing's been good, huh? What have they been catching?
Oh, quite a few bass last couple of days.
Off the pier?
Yeah. There's some kelp beds in close, brings them in around here. Funny. Your friend there, you don't seem... Hey. Asleep, I guess.
Hey, watch out, he's slipping. Grab him. I got him. But...
Hey, mister. Mister, he isn't sleeping.
That's right. He's dead.
Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Our flag now numbers 50 stars, and behind each star there stands yet another flag representing one of the 50 states. Georgia's state flag displays the state seal on a strip of blue. The seal symbolizes the fact that constitutional government rests equally on the three major branches of government: legislative, executive, and judicial, and that all three must be guarded equally if a sound government is to be maintained. The greater portion of Georgia's flag is crimson. On it is superimposed the blue cross of St. Andrew, bearing 13 white stars for the original 13 colonies. This cross, made in the form of saltire or X, was adopted from the national flag of Scotland. Georgia's state flag, the flag of the fourth state to enter the Union, was adopted in 1956.
And now, Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Johnson payroll matter.
I'd flown 3,000 miles to meet a man, only to find him dead at the end of a rickety little pier at Corrado Beach, a knife between his ribs. I searched him while the old fellow at the bait shack went to call the police, but I didn't find a thing on him to help me. No identification even. Later, talking to the police, well, they didn't have any line on him either. My only lead on the payroll robbery was dead. I waited around the motel most of the day, hoping the police could turn up something on the dead man, but it was no soap. Item 5, $2 for drinks in the town's only bar while I tried to figure out my next move. And my next move was to the phone booth in the corner to call Pat McCracken back in Hartford. Collect.
Oh, tough luck, Johnny. But are you sure the dead man is our informant?
There was no identification on him, but he was right where he told me he'd be in the message he left for me in L.A.
Well, probably not much doubt about it then. Oh, incidentally, I sent some mug shots out to you. Some men who
Yeah.
might have been involved in the Johnson payroll job. Sent them airmail special.
Yeah, I got him about an hour ago.
We're not sure if any of them are the ones or not, and we don't have any line at all on the leader of the gang. Well, what's your next move, Johnny?
Search me. Right now, I'm right in the middle of nowhere. I guess I... Hey, wait a minute.
What's the matter?
Maybe I'm not out of leads after all.
What do you mean?
Pat, I'll call you later. What pulled me off that phone in a hurry was a glimpse of somebody over near one end of the bar. I slid out of the booth and went over. Well, hi.
What?
Imagine meeting you here.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
You're the girl who got into my cab in Los Angeles.
I'm afraid you're confusing me with somebody else. I'm sorry. I have to go.
No, just a minute. I'm beginning to think it wasn't just coincidence you got into my cab. Maybe we'd better have a little talk.
Please, let go of my arm. You've made a mistake, and there's nothing to talk about.
Is he annoying you, lady?
Now, look, bartender, I'm just trying to find...
Yes, he is annoying me.
Take your hands off her, buddy.
Now, look, Joe.
I mean it, and my name ain't Joe. I got you outweighed by about 40 pounds, buddy.
You don't understand.
Just let go of her and we'll talk it over.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, just what is it I don't understand, buddy?
Skip it, buddy. So she got away from me. I grabbed my top coat off a hook and stepped outside the bar. It was damp and foggy out there. I put on the coat and started looking around for her, but it was too late. She was just plain gone. Then, walking along with my hands in my coat pockets, I realized there was something in one. A key to a motel room, but not mine. Funny. Then I remembered I'd had the coat beside me in the taxi when the girl climbed in back in Los Angeles. Yeah, she could have slipped it in the coat pocket then. But why? Now, that's what I wanted to find out. I looked up the motel. It was about a mile down the highway from mine, room 7. Yeah, the key fit all right. Then as I opened the door, I realized I had company right behind me.
Freeze, Dollar.
Huh? Who are you?
Never mind. Inside. Move.
Okay.
Get that blind down. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Your face looks familiar. Yeah, those mug shots McCracken sent me. You must be Slattery.
Right boy.
One of the guys they suspect of pulling the Johnson payroll job.
Too bright for your own good, Dollar.
You must be the one who killed the man out on the pier. The man who was going to tell me where the payroll dough is.
That's a nice stall, Dollar, but it won't work.
What do you mean, Slattery?
Blake killed him, and you know it.
Yeah? Who is Blake?
You want to play it coy, huh, Dollar? Okay, we'll do it your way. Blake's got the payroll dough, and you're working with him.
Just how do you figure that?
Blake's girlfriend climbed in your taxi in Los Angeles. I figure she slipped you the key to this room.
Hey, look, you got a few things all twisted.
Shut up and stand still. This gun has a habit of going off sometimes.
No kidding.
So where's the dough?
Take it or leave it, Slattery, I don't know.
Well, it better be in this room.
Yeah? And if it isn't?
You guess.
I don't think I need more than one. If it isn't here, I'm not leaving. That the idea?
Oh, you leave, all right. It's just that you won't be walking out of here.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Over 150 years ago, the Swiss poet Henri Amiel wrote, "Heroism is the brilliant triumph of the soul over fear. Heroism is the dazzling and glorious concentration of courage." During the Korean campaign, Corporal Ronald Rosser was attached to the heavy mortar company of the 38th Infantry, 2nd Division, United States Army. Rosser, a veteran of World War II, rejoined the Army and shipped to Korea when he heard that his brother had fallen in the winter assault of the Chinese Communists. One day, Rosser's company moved into enemy territory. At the time, the corporal was a forward observer and carried a radio. Suddenly, in the midst of an enemy attack, Rosser handed his radio to a buddy, slipped the safety off his carbine, and filled his shirt with hand grenades. He charged at the enemy through fierce mortar and artillery fire, shooting from the hip. Straddling a bunker, he riddled its occupants. Still advancing, he accounted for 2 more of the enemy, shooting one through the head and clubbing another to death. Continuing his one-man charge, he jumped into a trench full of enemy soldiers, opened fire, and forced his way relentlessly down the length of the trench, killing right and left with grenades and carbine fire. Out of ammunition, he returned to his company, where he replenished his supply. Then he charged the enemy again and again. Finally, he returned to his own area, and taking the radio back from his friend, he moved out with his company. Corporal Ronald Rosser was awarded the Medal of Honor for his action. Action which had shown the enemy that his personal code of conduct wouldn't let them push around either his kid brother or his country.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Johnson payroll matter.
Now, look, Slattery, you've torn this motel room completely apart. Obviously, that payroll money isn't here.
That's right, Dollar. So now you're going to tell me where it is.
Oh, brother, you take a lot of convincing. I told you I don't know. So why don't you put that gun away and listen?
You're the one takes the convincing, Dollar, so I start convincing.
That's not going to do you any good.
No? Well, for sure it's not going to do you any good, so...
Now, wait a minute, look. Look, I'll give you the whole story.
And I'm supposed to believe it, huh?
Staring down that gun barrel, I'm not about to lie.
Let's have it.
All right. A guy called us from Los Angeles, said he could give us a lead on who had the dough from the Johnson payroll job.
It was Hollis. He was hoping you'd lead him to it.
Hollis?
Yeah, the guy you found out in the pier dead.
And you said a man named Blake killed him.
You know Blake killed him. You know Blake engineered the holdup and then ran out on Hollis and me.
Do I?
Sure, because you're in with him. I seen his girl get in your cab in Los Angeles.
Okay, so she got in my cab, but I didn't know her. I'd never seen her before.
She slipped you the key to this motel room, didn't she?
Yeah, now I think I know why. She was trying to sidetrack us. Lead us to think the dough was here so it would take the pressure off Blake and her.
That part of your story I don't buy, Dollar. I think you know where that dough is, and I want it.
Now, look.
Talk!
If you think I'm going to take any more of this.
This gun says that's exactly what you're going to do until you decide to talk.
I roll with this next one, then let my eyes droop and my knees sag. He reached out to steady me, and I gave him a left in the stomach that flattened him. By the time he got to his feet, I was out the door. I dove behind some bushes down the road, and I waited. He pounded right on past me, gun in hand. I waited until he was out of sight, then doubled back to my car. Apparently, Slattery didn't know Blake's girl was around here somewhere. One thing was sure. I had to find her, but fast. There were only 3 motels in town. The one I was staying at, the one where Slattery had been playing patty cake on my jaw, and a third off the highway near the beach. I drove to that one and checked the register. It showed a Myrna Grant in number 8.
Oh,
Hello, Myrna.
no, please get out.
Oh, no, sorry. But we're going to have that talk right now.
I tell you, you've made a mistake about me.
Oh, come on. Drop the act, Myrna. I know you're Blake's girlfriend, that you slipped that motel key in my coat pocket in L.A. to get me off the trail of the Johnson payroll money.
The what?
I also know that Blake masterminded the robbery and double-crossed his buddy, held out on him.
Oh, I guess I knew it must be something like that.
What are you talking about?
Mr. Dollar, I haven't known Fred Blake very long. A month, maybe. I didn't know what he did for a living, and I didn't ask him. 2 days ago, he said he was in trouble and needed my help. He wanted me to slip that key into your coat pocket in the taxi in Los Angeles.
To take Slattery off his trail.
Then he told me to meet him here at the beach. When I saw you in the bar a while ago, I got panicky. I didn't know what to do. But that's all I know about it. Mr. Dollar, I didn't know Blake was a criminal. Honestly, I didn't.
Yeah? Now, will you help me find him?
Yes. I will, Mr. Dollar. If I can. The trouble is, right now, I don't know where he is any more than you do.
What'll it be, folks? Hey, wait a minute, buddy. Ain't you the one that was molesting this young lady an hour ago?
Oh, Tarzan, buddy, my molesting days are over.
Oh, it's all right, bartender. I'm sorry I caused you the trouble.
No trouble, ma'am. Just glad it turned out all right. Things happen fast here at the beach, I guess.
I don't suppose you've ever heard of a guy named Fred Blake, have you?
Yeah, not that I remember. You looking for him?
Yeah.
What's he look like?
Medium height, dark hair and brown eyes, regular features.
That description would fit half the guys that come in here.
Sure, fisherman, salesman, vacation.
Only that kind don't come in here anymore.
Salesman?
No, fishermen.
I thought the fishing was good here.
Been no fishing around here for months.
Huh? A fella told me they were getting a lot of bass right off the pier.
He was pulling your leg, buddy. There's a chemical plant nearby. A lot of stuff got dumped into the water by accident a few months ago. The fish haven't been back since.
Wait a minute. Sure, right under my nose all the time.
What do you mean, Johnny?
Martin, I'll see you later. I got in my car and headed for the pier. As I turned off the highway, I could see a car a couple of 100 yards back following me with its lights off. But I couldn't stop now. I parked near the pier and headed for the bait shack. The windows were still boarded over, but I could see a crack of light between the boards. I eased over to the shack. Oh, no. I flattened against the wall as the door came open and Blake came out with a gun. I hacked it out of his hand.
What?
All right, hold it, Blake. Well, the fisherman's friend, huh?
Look,
you killed that guy on the end of the pier just before I showed up this morning. You didn't have time to leave, so you covered by making like you worked here. Then it occurred to you this was a pretty good hideout until Slattery got off your trail.
Look, maybe we can make a deal, Dollar.
Oh, we're going to. You turn the stolen money over to me, and I turn you over to the police.
Drop your gun, Dollar.
Huh?
Drop it.
Okay, Slattery.
Hello, Blake. Glad to see me.
Look, Slattery, I wasn't trying to cross you. I was going to get in touch with you when things quieted down.
Sure you were. Let's have the dough.
All right, it's in the shack.
Blake half turned, and I saw his hand slide into his coat, a second gun. He whipped it out, but Slattery had seen it too. He got Blake, but his eyes were off me for a lucky second. I checked Blake. He was still alive. Yeah, they'd both keep. For a long time. Item 6, $174 even, air transportation and incidentals back home. Expense account total, $526.50. Remarks? The payroll money is back where it belongs, and Slattery and Blake are back where they belong, with Blake facing a murder rap to boot. Funny, I probably wouldn't have nailed him if he hadn't told me that phony story about the fish biting near the pier. Teaches me a lesson, Pat. I'm not going to tell any more fish stories. They can kill you. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment.
Our flag now numbers 50 stars, and behind each star there stands yet another flag representing one of the 50 states. Ohio's state flag is the only pennant-shaped flag, or burgee, as it is correctly called. The Buckeye banner is the creation of an engineer who created a blue triangle for the hills and valleys, red and white stripes for the roads and waterways of the state. There are 13 stars for the original 13 colonies, and 4 extra stars to indicate that Ohio was the 17th state admitted to the Union. A white circle with a red center represents the initial letter of Ohio and suggests its nickname, the Buckeye State. Ohio's state flag, the flag of the 17th state to enter the Union, was adopted on May 9th, 1902.
Now, here's our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a pair of common, ordinary glasses solve a case for us. The gruesome spectacle matter. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Today's story was written by Robert Stanley. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Lawrence Dobkin, Forrest Lewis, Shepard Menken, and Frank Gerstle. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Roy Rowan speaking.
This is the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
From Hollywood, it's time now for
Johnny Dollar.
Pat McCracken, Johnny, Universal Adjustment Bureau.
Oh, hi, Pat. Hey, I thought you were on vacation.
I was. I got called back right in the middle of it on account of Ned Grant. You know him?
Grant, the Broadway columnist?
That's the one.
Well, what's he got to do with your vacation?
He's heavily insured by one of the companies we represent, and right now he's taking his vacation.
Well?
Well, Ned has made a lot of enemies in his time.
I know. I read his column.
Yeah. And it looks like one of those enemies is trying to make Ned's vacation permanent. Savvy?
I'll be right over, Pat.
Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Home Office, Universal Adjustment Bureau, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the ideal vacation matter. Expense account item one, $1.20 for a taxi from my apartment to the office of Universal Adjustment Bureau, where Pat McCracken was waiting for me, his face covered with sunburn and worry.
Just when I was beginning to relax and enjoy my vacation. Sit down, Johnny.
Thanks. Now, what's the deal about this Ned Grant?
When you say you read his column, you know he prints some pretty blunt stuff sometimes.
Yeah. I've often wondered how he gets away with it.
A couple of years ago, he dug up some evidence on a bad boy named Willie Bemis.
Bemis, yeah. The stuff he printed helped get Bemis convicted, didn't it?
Yeah, but he swore he'd get even with Ned.
Oh, well, a fella in Ned Grant's position hears that kind of threat all the time. Besides, with Bemis in jail, what's the problem?
None at all, Johnny, if he were in jail. He broke out last night.
Oh, I see. Does Grant know that Bemis is on the list?
No, I told you, Grant's on vacation, probably as far from a newspaper as he can get.
So you think he's in danger?
Well, what would you think?
Oh, but if Bemis has any sense, he's heading in some other direction as fast as he can.
We can't afford to take the chance, Johnny.
Well, look, Pat, I still don't see where I figure in this. Why not just arrange for police protection for Grant until Bemis gets picked up?
Want to protect the guy, you got to find him first.
Find him?
Yeah.
You mean you don't know where Grant is?
Apparently nobody knows.
Oh, great. And I'm supposed to find him?
That's right. Oh, and do me a favor, huh?
Like what?
Find him before Willie Bemis does.
Well, I knew enough about Bemis to realize he wouldn't hesitate to gun down anybody who got in his way, including me. So I headed for New York. That's item two, $23.40. I located the apartment house where Ned Grant lived and had a talk with the manager in his office at the rear of the first floor.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dollar, but I really don't have the slightest idea where Mr. Grant went on his vacation.
Well, didn't he leave a forwarding address?
No, he just told me to hold all his mail for him here until he got back.
And he didn't say anything at all that would give you a clue as to where he might have gone?
None at all.
Oh, great.
I don't know if you know Mr. Grant very
Not
well,
personally.
but, well, he's unpredictable, let's put it that way. Of course, the kind of life he leads would make a character out of anyone, I guess.
You mean batting out that column every day, huh?
Yes, and his phone ringing every 10 minutes and strange people traipsing up to see him at all hours. Really, I can understand his not telling anyone where he went on his vacation. He just wanted to get away from it all. He kept saying that this time he was going to have an ideal vacation.
Ideal vacation. That could mean anything from a trip to the moon to, well, Lord knows what. Tell me this. Did he take much luggage?
Well, I don't even know, but he hadn't been gone 10 minutes before my phone started ringing with calls for it.
Your phone?
Oh, yes, Mr. Grant had his disconnected before he left. Tell me, Mr. Dollar, what's so urgent about finding Mr. Grant?
There's an escaped convict named Willie Bemis who has it in for him.
Oh?
He could be looking for Grant. If so, I have to find Grant first.
I see. Well, I wish I had more information for you. Oh, I tell you, you might try Miss Anthony.
Huh?
Possibly she could help you.
Well, who's Miss Anthony?
Doris Anthony, a close friend of Mr. Grant.
Oh? You know where I can find her, where she lives?
Well, as I understand it, she has a small apartment somewhere on East 73rd Street.
Good, I'll find it. Thanks, Mr. Crothers. I walked outside and hailed a taxi. But then, just as I was about to step into it, I froze. Because I caught a glimpse of somebody walking quickly into the service entrance at the side. And there was just enough light to tell me it was none other than Willie Bemis. I headed back in fast and straight to the door of Crothers' little office. The door of it was locked. Crothers, open up. Crothers. Okay, then I'll open it. Hey, Crothers, what happened to you?
Mr. Dollar.
That's right, what happened?
This man, right after you left, he came barging in.
That was Willie Bemis. What did you tell him, Curtis?
Only what I told you.
And it looks like he and I are starting out even.
Huh?
But this is one race I don't want to end up in what you'd call a dead heat.
Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment. And now, Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the ideal vacation matter.
I looked up Doris Anthony's address on East 73rd and took a cab. That's item 3, $1.75 to her apartment. She was tall, rangy, dark hair. And somewhere along the line, I'd seen her before. But I couldn't remember where.
Ned Grant? How would I know where he is? He isn't exactly the sort of guy that lets you in on his plan.
Hey, listen, Doris, this may be the oldest line in the book, and I know it, but haven't I seen you somewhere before?
Could be. I've been around a while.
Like where?
Oh, I used to sing in a couple clubs around town. That's where I met Ned. He liked me, so he helped me.
In his column, that what you mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
His apartment manager says you're a very good friend of Ned's.
He has a lot of girlfriends. My main claim to fame is I'm always handy.
Well, look, Grant told the apartment manager he was going to take an ideal vacation. Any idea what that would mean? Or where?
Sure. Wherever there are girls. What do you want him for?
Somebody's out to get him.
What do you mean? Who?
Willie Bemis. That name mean anything to you?
Bemis is in prison.
He was. He's out now.
What? When?
You didn't know?
I haven't read the papers today.
Does that change your mind any about helping me find him?
Look, really, I don't know where he is, honest. There is one thing that might help, though.
Yeah, what?
Well, a week or so ago, while I was out with Ned, he stopped in at the travel agency. Davis, I think the agent's name was, on 51st Street, around there.
Okay, I'll follow it up.
Johnny, if Ned doesn't know, Bemis...
Yeah. And if I don't get to him first, he's in for a real nasty surprise. There was still something about Doris that stuck in my mind, but I couldn't quite peg it. So I decided to do a little quick research on her. I dropped in to see an old friend who worked in one of the newspapers. We dug through a lot of clippings in the morgue. Doris had sung at half a dozen spots around town, and there were a lot of pictures on her. Then I came to one that rang a large-sized bell. It was a shot of her sitting at a nightclub table. And the man sitting there with her was Willie Bemis. I headed back to her apartment fast. But she was gone. The manager told me she'd left in a hurry and with a suitcase. Now I didn't know where I stood. If Doris was still friendly with Bemis, it could very well be that she knew where Grant was and was helping Willie Bemis find him. In that case, the lead she gave me on the travel agent was only a bum steer to throw me off the trail. But the way things stood, I didn't have anything else to go on at the moment, so I had to take a chance she'd been on the level. I headed for West 50th Street, and the travel agent she told me about, a man named Davis.
Ned Grant. Look, customers like him I can do without.
What do you mean by that?
Here, I'll show you. Here we are. A reservation at Nassau. Here's one in Bermuda. Oh, and here's one for the Virgin Islands.
He had you make all those for him?
Every one. That sort of thing doesn't make me very popular at those resorts, believe me.
Well, it's a cinch he can't be at all those places.
If you ask me, he's not at any of them. He's always doing that sort of thing.
Well, that's a lot of help. Just the same, I'm going to call those places. Where's your phone?
Right there on the desk. But I tell you... Excuse me. Hello? Who? Oh, yeah, just a minute. It's for you, Mr. Dollar.
Oh, thanks. Johnny Dollar.
It's Doris Anthony, Johnny.
Well, I didn't think I'd be hearing from you again.
Why not?
After I found out you were an old friend of Willie Bemis, I went back to your apartment. You'd cleared out.
Johnny, I'm no longer a friend of Willie Bemis.
Oh, now, wait a minute, sister.
It's the truth. But I was afraid he might come to see me. That's why I left.
Oh, sure.
Johnny, the reason I'm calling, I think I know where Ned could be.
Where?
Well, I'm not sure, but a few days ago he went to see a friend of his named Mike Hastings. Mike owns a ski lodge up in Vermont.
Ski lodge? There's no skiing this time of year.
I know. The lodge is closed, but Ned's gone up there once or twice before when he wanted to get away from everything.
Okay, where is it?
It's called Hastings Lodge, about 20 miles beyond Bradbury, on a little country road.
Now, look, I have no choice but to go on up there. Have you told anyone else about this?
No, of course not.
Okay, Doris. Don't. Expense account item 4, $38.50. Transportation by plane and rented car to Hastings Ski Lodge. As I jounced over the bumpy road up in the Vermont woods, I couldn't help thinking this might be strictly a wild goose chase. But at the moment, I couldn't afford to pass up any lead. It was after dark when I finally drove up to the lodge. It sprawled on the side of a hill way out in the middle of nowhere. There were no lights on, no sign of life about the place at all. The door was unlocked. Inside, the room was pitch dark with all the curtains drawn. I couldn't find the light switch, but I had a real funny feeling. Like maybe there was somebody else in the room with me. Grant? Grant?
Sorry, buddy. You got the wrong party.
Bemis.
That's right. Willie Bemis. Just hold it right where you are, boy.
How'd you find out about this place?
What difference it make?
Yeah, I guess you got a point there. Except I have a nasty little idea who might have tipped you off. Well, where's Ned Grant?
He hasn't shown up yet.
So what happens now?
So I'll wait for him.
What about me?
I'll give you 3 guesses about you, but I figure you're only going to need one of them.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment. And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the ideal vacation matter.
Stand still, Dollar.
My gun is on the left, if that's what you're looking for, Bemis.
Oh, thanks.
So Doris tipped you off, huh?
I had a little talk with her.
And I thought she was a friend of Grant's.
You never know, do you?
I guess you're right.
Dollar, I'm afraid you're in my way around here, and that means... Well, you get the message, don't you?
Yeah, I get the message.
You see, you made just one mistake.
What's that?
You should have stayed at home.
Yeah, I should have stayed at home, all right. And if it weren't for Ned Grant, I could have. And then it hit me. Sure. Suddenly I knew what the ideal vacation meant for that crazy Broadway columnist. The answer had been right under my nose from the start. Yeah, I'd finally figured out where Grant was. But it wasn't doing me much good. I had to get out of here, and at the moment, my chances didn't look too good.
You know, Dollar, you got a very funny look on your face.
Have I?
Yeah, like something just rang a bell with you.
Oh, sorry, Bemis. It's just my normal delirious expression.
Okay, funny boy. Play it your way. Over against the wall. Move. Hold it. Listen. There's a car outside.
Friend of yours?
I don't know. I'm not taking any chances. Now, you answer the door, Dollar. I'll be right behind it, and this gun will be staring at your back.
It could be Ned Grant who'd driven up, in which case I'd have to warn him somehow. Or it could be somebody else, in which case I had to grab their car and get out of here. One thing sure, whoever it was, I had to move fast.
Johnny?
I pulled the door open wide, then threw my weight against it. It slammed into Bemis and flattened him against the wall. He was off balance, so I couldn't. He sprawled and his gun went flying. But I couldn't see where, and I couldn't take time to look. I grabbed Doris.
Johnny!
Come on, now, into the car. Now, you're going to help me for a change.
That was Bemis.
Don't tell me you're surprised. You're the one who tipped him off about the ski lodge.
But, Johnny, I had no choice. He pushed me around.
Yeah, sure.
Johnny, where are we going?
New York.
You think Ned's there?
Doris, I think he's been there right from the start. We stopped at the nearest town to call the sheriff. I wanted his boys to try and intercept Bemis. He was a cinch to be following us by now. Then we headed for the city. The sun was rising when we pulled up at Grant's apartment house. The manager didn't answer.
Maybe he's still asleep.
Looks like I have to take another chance on you, Doris.
I tell you, I'm on the level, Johnny.
I sure hope so. I got to get up to Grant's apartment fast. Now, there's a payphone over there in the lobby. Call the police and then meet me upstairs. Go on.
Okay, Johnny.
I went upstairs and pounded on Grant's door, but no answer. I went to the end of the hall and out onto the fire escape. Yeah, there was a ledge. Carefully, I worked my way along it to a window. It was Grant's bedroom, all right. And there he was, sound asleep, with an empty bottle on the bed table. So my hunch had been right. Sure, it was the ideal vacation for a guy who was pestered by everybody in town. Tell everyone you're leaving the city, then disconnect your phone and hole up in your apartment for some real peace and quiet. I went to the front door. Doris?
Yes, Johnny, let me in.
Okay, just a sec. Well, Doris, I was... Well.
Well. If it ain't Johnny Dollar.
Hello, Bemis.
Now, ain't this nice?
So you did it again, Doris.
Honest, Johnny, I couldn't help it. He has a gun. He made me.
Yeah, sure.
Pretty smart, huh, Dollar? Finding Ned Grant for me? You know, I don't think I'd ever thought of looking for him here. But you did, so you're a smart boy.
Okay, now look, Bemis.
Don't interrupt me while I'm talking. Like I was saying, I'm much obliged to you for helping me find Grant. Now that I got him, okay. So I don't need you around anymore.
No, don't!
Slowly and with a smirk on his face, Bemis raised his gun until it pointed straight at my head. It flew out of his hand. The shot had come from outside, down the hall.
The cops!
Suddenly, the corridor was swarming with police. Bemis dove for his gun.
Well, you don't get me!
Instead, he collected the butt of one over his left ear.
Thank goodness they got here.
So you did call the police after all?
You bet I did. Now, do you believe I'm on the level?
Yeah, Doris, I guess I do. And you took a mighty good way to prove it.
What's going on here?
Ned.
So you finally woke up. Or sobered up.
Hey, that's Willie Bemis they're carting away.
It sure is.
Well, what's he doing here? What's going on, huh?
Hey, look, Bright Eyes, you better go on back to bed.
But I don't understand.
Just write the whole deal off as a bad dream, huh? Expense account total $115.25. And look, the next time you send me out to protect a guy, don't pick one who's going to sleep all the way through the deal, huh? I don't know, it kind of takes the sport out of it. And Pat, since I didn't find a man who ran away for you, on account of he never really ran away, well, how about sending my fee on this one to the community chest? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment. And now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, an old racket comes to light and nearly cost me my life. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood. Written by Robert Wright, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Mary Jane Croft, Lawrence Dobkin, Joseph Kearns, Jack Edwards, Barney Phillips, and Byron Kane. Be sure to join us next week, same station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Cubberly speaking. This is the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
From Hollywood, it's time now for
Johnny Dollar.
Pat Cummings, Inter-Allied Life.
Hi, Pat. What's new with you?
Johnny, ever hear of Everett Benton?
No, I'm afraid not.
Investment firm down in New York. Real estate, oil, mining, this and that.
What about him?
We're carrying a $100,000 life policy on him.
So?
So last night he fell out of a 14-story window.
Oh, that's too bad. Accident, Pat, or was it suicide?
Maybe neither. I think he got pushed.
I'll be right over.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Inter-Allied Life Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the killer's list matter. Expense account item 1, $1.20 for a taxi from my apartment to the offices of Inter-Allied. Pat Cummings looked worried and got straight to the point.
I don't know, Johnny. Maybe Benton wasn't pushed out that window. But there's something about this deal that just doesn't smell right to me.
What can you tell me about this man, Benton?
Everett Benton, 45 years old, doing very well in business, so far as we know. Last night about 10 o'clock, he fell or jumped or was pushed out of his office window.
This policy on him, who's the beneficiary?
His wife, Claire.
What's she like?
About 12 years younger. Redhead.
I see.
Yeah. Well, what do you think?
I think I better have a talk with Mrs. Benton. Item 2, $14.40, transportation and incidentals to New York City. The Benton's apartment was on East 67th, very fashionable, very expensive. And Claire Benton looked right at home in her surroundings.
Do you mind if I fix us a drink, Mr. Dollar?
Not at all, Mrs. Benton.
It's been a pretty wearing day.
I imagine it has.
Police, questions, reporters. You know.
I'm sorry to be throwing more questions at you at a time like this.
I'm used to it by now. Here's your drink.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. You know, you certainly seem to be bearing up very well.
Yes, I suppose so. Mr. Dollar, I think it would save time and embarrassment if we had a few things understood.
Such as?
You've heard of the ideal marriage. Well, Everett's and mine was not it.
Oh.
Naturally, I'm very sorry he did what he did, but... Well, we weren't exactly happy together.
I take it you think he committed suicide, Mrs. Benton.
Is there any doubt about that?
Apparently not in your mind.
None at all.
If it was suicide, why did he do it?
I wouldn't know. Everett hadn't confided in me for some time. We haven't been very close recently.
Oh, Mrs. Benton, just suppose it wasn't suicide.
Everett had no enemies that I knew of.
I see. About the insurance policy.
Yes, about the insurance policy, Mr. Dollar. $100,000, isn't it?
That's right, when you get ready to file a claim.
I intend to in the morning.
I see.
Oh, and one other thing. It just so happens that I have an alibi for last evening.
Oh?
And it's the nicest kind of alibi there is, Mr. Dollar.
What do you mean?
It's airtight.
And that was Claire Benton, very calm and collected, and incidentally anxious to collect. I thought her over all the way to the office of Detective Lieutenant Tovich of Homicide. That's item 3, $1.60 cab fare.
Yeah, I talked to her, Johnny. She's a hard one to figure out.
Well, what do you think, Tovich? Did he jump or get pushed?
You got any ideas?
How about financial troubles? He was in the investment business. Have you looked into that?
According to his lawyer, his affairs are in good shape. Oh, he'd made his share of poor investments over the years. Wildcat oil leases, stuff like that. But in general, he was doing okay. He was worth a lot of dough, Johnny.
Okay, let's assume he was pushed out that window. What was he doing in his office at 10 p.m.?
I've wondered about that, too.
Any indication anybody was with him?
No. The night watchman was in another part of the building when Benton came in. Let himself in with his own key. There could have been somebody else with him, all right. But who?
Claire Benton says she has an alibi.
Yeah. Don't know as I care for it much, but I haven't been able to break it down.
Who is her alibi?
Larry Santis.
Santis. Runs a supper club over in the East 50s.
Yeah. The Ace of Clubs, he calls it.
Larry Santis. Thanks, Tovich. So I went calling again, but this time it was different from my visit to Claire Benton. In the first place, Santis didn't offer me a drink, and in the second place, he wasn't very friendly.
Look, Dal, I already told the cops that Claire was here in the club last evening.
All evening?
Until midnight.
Out in the bar?
Most of the time. What difference does it make?
How about the rest of the time?
We were talking here in my office.
Just the two of you?
Just the two of us. Now, look, Dal,
What it boils down to is you've each got alibis for one another, huh?
That's right. Now, look, nosy boy, Claire didn't kill Benton.
At the moment, I wasn't thinking so much about her.
Well, wait a minute. If you're trying to pin this on me...
You and Claire have been pretty friendly, Sanders. She benefits to the tune of $100,000 by Benton's death.
Look, Dollar, you're blowing smoke in the wrong direction. I like the arrangement the way it was. Why should I try to change it?
Well, that's a good question.
So just let it drop. You get me?
You got nothing to worry about, Sanders. If you've got nothing to hide.
I don't want this kind of publicity. It's bad for my business. You know what's wrong with you, Dollar? You got nose trouble.
Yeah, occupational disease.
You better just get over it. Sometimes it turns out to be fatal.
Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment. And now, Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Killer's List matter.
Looks like you didn't get any further with Larry Sanders than I did, Johnny.
Look, Tovich, both Sanders and Claire Benton had a motive for killing her husband. Matter of fact, two motives. Money and getting Benton out of their way.
Johnny, I'm with you. But we're not even sure yet it was murder. We do have something that indicates somebody might have been in Benton's office with him, though.
Yeah, what is it?
We found a cigarette butt in one of the ashtrays. Different brand than Benton smoked.
Could it have been left there during the day?
Janitor says he cleans out the ashtrays about 7 in the evening. Of course, he could have overlooked one. So I don't know whether it means anything or not. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Homicide, Tovich. Oh? Where? Okay, I'll be right over. Johnny, looks like we've got ourselves a little epidemic.
What do you mean?
Ever hear of a guy named Arthur Mayfield, promoter?
No, what about him?
They just found him in an alley, dead.
Wait a minute. Don't tell me.
Yeah. Fell out of a 10th floor hotel room.
Lieutenant Tovich and I went over to the West Side Hotel where Mayfield's body had been discovered. There was nothing in his room to indicate anyone had been there with him. As a matter of fact, there was nothing, period. Item 4, a $1.80 cab fare to Claire Benton's apartment.
Mr. Dollar, I really don't see the point of this. I've told you twice that I did not know this Arthur Mayfield.
Did you ever hear your husband mention his name?
I've never heard the name until now. From you.
Mrs. Benton, mind telling me where you were last night around midnight?
I take it that's when Mayfield died.
Approximately. I suppose you have an alibi.
You suppose correctly.
You know something? I wouldn't be at all surprised if you were about to tell me you were with Larry Sanders again.
You know something, Mr. Dollar? That's exactly where I was last night.
I know, Tovich. I know it could be just a coincidence that two guys fall or jump or get shoved out of windows within 24 hours. But I got a hunch there's some kind of connection between them.
Could be, Johnny, but so far we haven't been able to find it.
Well, how about their past? The armed forces, maybe?
I've already checked that out. The answer's no.
Could they have been involved in any sort of business deal?
I asked Benton's attorney about that. He's checking through all of his papers. He's promised to call me.
And you haven't been able to find any organization they both belong to, any situation in which they could have been thrown together?
Not so far. Unless they served on a jury together, something like that.
Well, don't laugh. That could be it. And they might have convicted somebody who took this way of getting revenge.
Yeah, I'll check it out and call you if we find a connection. But don't count on it, Johnny. Don't count on anything.
I went back to my hotel room and stretched out on the bed while I rehashed the whole deal in my mind. I thought about Claire Benton and Larry Sanders. I didn't trust either of them. But as Tovich had pointed out, it was another thing to prove it. Okay, coming. Yeah?
Mr. Dollar?
That's right.
You're investigating the murders of Benton and Mayfield?
Well, I don't think they've been officially described as murders.
No, but they are, Mr. Dollar. I'm certain of it.
Who are you?
My name is Alvin Whiting. I have some information that may be of value to you. May I come in?
Come in.
Thank you. If you don't mind, I'd like to look out the window a minute.
You're being followed?
I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me.
What is this information you have, Mr. Whiting?
A couple of years ago, 3 men got together and bought an oil lease from a man named Tom Nolan. Did you ever hear of him?
No.
Well, he's a very eccentric man, hot-tempered, violent. He needed the money badly, so he sold the lease, which then was little better than worthless. Benton and Mayfield were in that deal together.
I see. But I still don't understand what that has to do with their murders.
I'm convinced their killer is Tom Nolan, getting revenge on them in his own warped way.
Revenge? For buying a worthless oil lease from him?
Last week, oil was discovered on that property, a lot of it. The property is now worth millions.
Ah.
I think that Nolan, with his twisted way of looking at things, probably feels that he was cheated out of that property.
You're suggesting that this Nolan isn't quite all there, huh?
Exactly. That's exactly what I mean.
What's your connection with all this, Mr. Whiting?
I'll tell you what my connection is, Mr. Dollar. I was in on the deal with Benton and Mayfield. I was the third man.
Ah.
So, you see, if my suspicions are correct, if Nolan is the killer, then I'm the next man on his list.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment. And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Killer's List matter.
I took Alvin Whiting down to Lieutenant Tovich's office, and he told his story again. I could see that Tovich felt the same way I did, that at last we were getting someplace.
Matter of fact, Johnny, I was about to call you. Benton's lawyer just turned up the lease agreement linking Benton, Mayfield, and Mr. Whiting here.
Question is, where's Tom Nolan?
I don't think I'll draw an easy breath until he's been found and arrested.
We have a bulletin out on him, Mr. Whiting. One thing we found out, about a year ago, he served time for assault and battery.
Oh?
Mr. Whiting, I'd suggest you take every precaution until we pick up Nolan.
Don't worry, Lieutenant. I propose to remain in my apartment until you apprehend him.
I'll post a man in the building to look after you.
Thank you, sir.
Homicide, Tovich. Oh, what's the address? Right. Thank you. We've located the little hotel where Nolan's been staying. Come on, Johnny.
That's Mr. Nolan's room at the end of the hall, Lieutenant.
Okay, clerk. Is he in?
I don't know. I really haven't seen him since he rented the room from me.
How long ago was that?
Oh, about a week ago, Mr. Dollar. If he's gone out since then, it must have been at night when I was off duty.
Here we are. Now, try your pass key, quietly.
Right.
Well, gone. Bag and baggage.
Yeah. Room's been used recently, though.
Hey, in this ashtray, cigarette butt.
Same brand we found in Benton's office. Doesn't prove anything, but it might tie in.
Yeah, Tom Nolan could be our boy, but where is he?
You say he rented the room from you, clerk. What did he look like?
Oh, middle-aged, as I remember. Bushy hair, sort of a wild look to him.
Fits the general description Alvin Whiting furnished us.
And the mugshot I pulled out of the files. Well, all we can do now is rig a stakeout for him here, and then wait.
Lieutenant Tovich posted a couple of men in Nolan's room, and we went back to headquarters. While he was getting out another bulletin, I went through Nolan's record. Assault and battery, resisting arrest. There was no doubt he was a violent sort of guy. And with the indication Whiting had given us that Nolan was a little unbalanced, the weird revenge motive might fit. Then something in the records caught my eye. I went back to the office of Larry Santis at his supper club.
Oh, look, Dal, I told you the last time you were here.
Now, I got a few things to tell you, Santis. The 2 murder victims, Mayfield and Benton, went in on a business deal with a man named Alvin Whiting.
All right, so what?
They bought an oil lease from Tom Nolan. All of a sudden last week, that lease got real valuable. Alvin Whiting figures that Nolan's the killer. Says he's not all there, and he was trying to get his own strange kind of revenge.
Look, Dollar, what's all this got to do with me?
That's what I want you to tell me.
Look, I don't know anything about any of them.
Last year, Nolan was arrested for assault and battery. According to the police records, the man who put up bail for him was you.
Okay, so I put up bail for him. Look, Tom Nolan's my uncle, Dollar. Sure, he's offbeat, but he's harmless.
Assault and battery? Harmless?
So he beat up a guy. That doesn't mean he'd kill anybody.
How'd he get mixed up with Benton, Mayfield, and Whiting?
Well, he was broke. I asked Benton's wife to get her husband and the others interested in buying Tom's lease to get him some dough. I didn't know the lease would turn out to be valuable. After Nolan got out of jail, he left town, moved to Coopersville. That's upstate.
Yeah? Well, he's had a room right here in the city for the last week.
I didn't know that. Believe me, I didn't. Look, I haven't heard from him for 6 months. That's the truth. Dollar, I've told you all I know.
I still didn't trust Santis, but decided to follow up the lead he'd given me about Coopersville. Maybe Tom Nolan had gone back there. I called Tovich to tell him, and he had a nasty little surprise for me. Alvin Whiting had disappeared from his apartment. I didn't know whether Tom Nolan had gotten to Whiting or not, but I did know I had to find Nolan in a hurry. I hightailed it to Coopersville. It was a small town with half a dozen hotels and rooming houses. I made the rounds, flashing Nolan's picture. Finally, I struck pay dirt.
Why, yes, I recognize that picture. That's Tom, all right. But he told me his last name was Niles.
You say he roomed here, Mrs. Carr?
Yes, kept himself mostly, but he didn't make no trouble for anybody as far as I could see. Oh, didn't hear about, 6 months ago. Around the end of September it was. And then last week he left us.
Sure, he probably found out they'd struck oil and moved into the city.
You don't understand, Mr. Dollar. When I say he left us, I mean that last week Tom Niles died.
And there I was. But all of a sudden, the deal started adding up in my mind. It was after dark when I got to the graveyard, and my flashlight picked out the simple headstone. Tom Niles. Yeah, Tom Nolan. Resting in peace, right where he'd been, all through the murders he was supposed to have committed. The shot knocked the flashlight out of my hand. I hit the dirt, but the flash had pegged the gun for me. Well, Alvin Whiting.
Oh, Dollar, my arm.
Oh, don't worry. I'll get you a doctor, Whiting. I want you to be in good shape to stand trial. How'd you work it? Hire some drifter to rent that room back in New York under Nolan's name? Some character you picked up in the park?
No, you've got to understand. I had to have the money. I was in debt. I was desperate.
You almost got the money, too, didn't you? Yeah, it almost worked. You rigged the story that Nolan was the killer, that you were on his list of victims. That way you end up in sole possession of the oil lease.
If I'd only known he was...
Yeah. Never try to frame a guy who's already dead. Expense account total $146.50. Remarks? I turned Whiting over to the police and he made a full statement. Yeah, his motive was money. He was in the hole, gambling debts and bills, high cost of living, you might say. But I guess he knows now it's still a real bargain compared to the high cost of dying. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment. Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, Dame Nature takes a hand and helps me solve a crime. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Today's story was written by Robert Wright. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Lillian Baeff, Jack Edwards, Jack Moyles, Tony Barrett, Parley Bear, and Carlton G. Young. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Cubberly speaking.
This is the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
From Hollywood, it's time now for
Johnny Dollar.
This is Barry Winters at Masters Insurance and Trust.
Oh, hi, Barry. It's been years.
Sure, Johnny, because we don't usually have trouble with our accounts.
You mean you didn't?
Huh?
Until now.
Well, yeah, I'm afraid that's about the size of it. And this time it's bad trouble.
Tell me all.
Simplex Tackle Company, Johnny, over in Danbury.
Fishing tackle?
That's right.
Well, how come I never heard of them?
Well, they're a small outfit, a kind of glorified partnership.
What's that mean?
Well, it's owned by 9 men. One of them, Hanley Thomas, is president. The others are secretary, treasurer, and a flock of vice presidents.
So what's happened?
Well, the 9 of them, plus the 20 or 30 workers at the plant, are all covered by a group life insurance deal. And listen.
Yeah?
We've just had to pay off on 3 policies in a row.
Well, that's too bad, but why call on me?
Because, Johnny.
Why?
Those 3 deaths were all murders.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Masters Insurance and Trust Company, Home Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the ugly pattern matter. Expense account item 1, $1 even taxi to Barry Winters' office at Masters, where I hoped he could give me something more to work on than he had over the phone. And you know something? As it turned out, he gave me a lot more than he thought he did.
Police? Sure, they've been working on these murders, Johnny, but they haven't come up with anything, except a theory that one man is behind them all.
Why, Barry?
Because the victims have all been members of the Simplex Tackle Company.
Well, but I don't...
Because they've all occurred within a month. Because each of them occurred on a Wednesday.
Pattern, huh?
That's right. And also, Johnny, because there's been no apparent reason for any of them.
Uh-huh. Have the police found anything?
Nothing.
Same kind of weapon used in each case?
No. The first was a VP named Adams, run over by a car.
Sure it wasn't accidental?
The police say no. The second, John Bowers, was strangled, and Frank Dalvers was shot in his own home.
No pattern there. I mean, in the way they occurred.
Apparently not. But Hanley Thomas and the police don't agree.
Thomas is president of Simplex, you said.
And a real financial wizard. Used to be a promoter. Not much ethics, but a sharp businessman. As a friend or partner, I imagine he's a fine man. Here. I'll give you a complete list of the officers of the company, their rank and their salary.
Well, I don't know exactly what good that'll do.
Here you are. And this is a list of the employees.
Have those employees all been checked out?
Sergeant Dennis over there at Homicide made quite a point of it. So did Mr. Thomas.
Well, look, why don't I run over there and talk with him? And to the Danbury police.
Yeah, I think you'd better. And, Johnny, the sooner the better.
Why do you say that?
The pattern. There are still 6 officers left in that company. That is, 6 who are still alive.
Item 2, another $1 for a cab back to my apartment. There I picked up my own car, and from here on in, the charge will be for mileage. Except for item 3, $4 1/4 for a tank of mobile gas. It was almost noon by the time I'd covered the 60-odd miles to the Simplex factory on the far edge of Danbury. To my surprise, it was quite a plant, new and modern in every way. A receptionist took my card, and a few minutes later, I was ushered into the office of Hanley Thomas, president.
Oh, this is a terrible thing. Adams, Bowers, Frank Dalvers, all within a few weeks.
Barry Winters back in Hartford seems to think these murders have all been the work of one man.
Police and I concur in that theory. There's been a sort of pattern followed by the crazy killer.
But not an actual method, Mr. Thomas.
No, I'll grant you that's true. Car accident, strangling, pistol shot. But they were done by someone who must have been very familiar with his victims.
How do you mean?
Well, someone who knew, for instance, that Ben Adams took a long walk alone each night. He knew the route that he took.
Same thing applied to the second victim?
John Bowers always drove to work through a little woods. It was there he was stopped and strangled. Frank Dalvers always stayed at home alone on Wednesday nights while his wife was out playing bridge.
Someone broke in on him, huh? Have the police checked that?
Well, it was someone he must have let in. In other words, someone he knew.
That's a possibility, I suppose. I understand you've checked on all your employees.
Yes, right off the bat, as much as the police could.
Any particular reason to suspect one of them?
Well, only because they were all in position to know these men pretty well, know their habits. We're a small company, Mr. Dollar. Our employees, including the girls in the office, only number 21.
That was your only reason to think one of them may have done it?
Oh, of course, we've had our share of labor troubles, a few dissidents in the ranks, so to speak. I suppose some of them resent the rather top-heavy management here.
You mean the fact there are 9 executives to only 21 employees, huh?
Yes, and I must confess the profits have been pretty good lately.
Barry Winters gave me a list of, here it is. Now, according to this, all of these...
What is it, Mr. Dollar?
Well, I got thinking on the way over here.
Yes?
Part of the pattern you mentioned. The 3 men were killed in alphabetical order.
What? Well, yes. Adams, Bowers, Dalvers.
But now that I look at this list again...
Of course. The pattern again.
No, I think that was just coincidence. The pattern, if there is one, is based on their order of rank. That is, if these salary figures mean anything.
I'm not sure I understand you.
Well, look, first was Adams at the lowest salary among you officers.
Well, yes, Adams received $12,000 a year.
Yeah, look. Bowers came in next at $13,500.
You're right. And Frank Dalvers earned $15,000.
So, if this pattern should continue...
You mean to say you think there might be more of these murders?
If this pattern continues, the next to go would be...
Good heavens.
Would be James Williams or Charles Hart, both earning $16,500. Then a couple of more. Then you, Mr. Thomas.
Mr. Dolly.
Where'll I find James Williams?
Why, Williams is on vacation, a little place not far from here, Parvin's Pond.
When did he leave?
Last week, on Monday.
Have you heard from him?
No, I haven't, but...
Of course, if the alphabetical pattern is the right theory...
Oh, excuse me. Yes?
Sergeant Dennis, Mr. Thomas.
Oh, it's the sergeant at homicide, Mr. Dollar.
So I hear.
I'll hold the phone so you can hear what he's saying.
Mr. Thomas.
Yes, Sergeant.
I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
Oh?
Another one of your partners.
Williams.
Mr. John Williams.
Yes?
Discovered his body over at Parvin's Pond this morning. He's been murdered.
Good Lord.
Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment. And now, Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the ugly pattern matter.
Another of the executives of the Simplex Tackle Company murdered, bludgeoned to death in his little vacation cabin on Parvin's Pond, some 40 miles north of Danbury. And again, it was according to pattern.
How those carefree kids can fish and water ski out there when there's been a murder right under their noses.
Yeah, Sergeant, I know what you mean. This the cabin Mr. Williams was using?
Yes, sir. He came up here on his vacation Monday morning last week alone. There we are.
Who knew he was coming to this particular spot, Sergeant?
Why, everybody down at the plant, I guess. Now, the way the doc and I figured it out, Mr. Williams had just come in from fishing. Now, you see there, he just tossed his rod and stringer on the bed.
Everything's just the way it was, huh?
Yeah, except for his body. That's in Danbury at the coroner's.
You said he was bludgeoned to death.
Yeah, with that oar from his rowboat. You see it laying there on the floor?
Yeah, I see. Who found his body?
Little old lady from the cabin next door. She'd stopped by this morning to bring him some cookies. Knocked on the door swung open, and there he was. And the doc says the body was lying there ever since.
Have you checked that oar for prints?
The killer must have used gloves.
What about footprints?
Well, if there were any, the vacation crowd tramped them out long before we got here. Now, the way we figure is that he came in here Wednesday night off the lake.
Wednesday?
Yes, Mr. Dollar, just like the other ones. It happened on Wednesday, a week ago tomorrow.
The pattern again.
Yes, sir. And if you ask me, it's the pattern of a madman. And this being a Tuesday again...
What possible motive could there be for it?
When you ask me, it's one of the employees there at the plant. After all, for such a small company, 9 big money-making officers, at least there was 9.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Are those 21 employees paid pretty well?
No, in spite of the company making a lot of money. What with this recession we're in...
Read the signs, man. Most of this so-called recession's a lot of bunk.
Yeah, I agree with you. Everybody get out and dig instead of sitting around hoarding their money. Well, what I was going to say is that those executives took advantage and held down wages in spite of all the money they're making. So just let one crazy hothead find out how good they're doing.
How well have you checked those employees?
The best we could. I talked with every one of them myself.
How about the officers of the company?
There's not one of them would do a thing like that. They're all fine men. Ask Mr. Thomas. Sure, they're hard-headed businessmen, everyone looking out for himself, but they're all fine men, and they're all making plenty of money.
Oh, which reminds me.
What's that, Mr. Dollar?
A list of the officers and their salaries. And according to this, if there's to be another victim...
Another? Oh, no.
I worked out another step in the pattern of these murders, based on the earnings of these men.
Then, Mr. Dollar, who will it be?
It won't be anybody if I can help it. But, Sergeant, I may have to ask you to put a 24-hour watch over an officer of that company named Mr. Charles Hart. I didn't bother explaining my own idea of the pattern to Sergeant Dennis. After all, my theory could be wrong. But I drove back to the Simplex factory, to the office of Charles Hart. I found only a secretary there.
No, he isn't here, Mr. Dollar.
Well, where is he?
To be perfectly honest about it, I don't know.
Hasn't he been in at all today?
No, sir. Hasn't been in since about last Wednesday.
Look, Miss, whatever your name is, have you called his home, his wife?
He's a bachelor, Mr. Dollar, and lives in a little apartment in Danbury.
Have you tried to call him?
Well, no, sir. You see, there was
Does Mr. Thomas know about his not being here?
There's nothing unusual about Charlie's leaving without telling us, Mr. Dollar.
Oh, Mr. Thomas.
He often goes off on sales trips like this.
He was last seen the day Mr. Williams was killed.
Well, surely you don't think Charlie Hart had anything to do with Jim Williams being... Oh, no. Did you find out anything over at Parvin's Pond?
No, not much, I'm afraid. Could this Charlie Hart have had any reason for wanting Williams out of the organization, and Adams and Bowers and Dalvers?
Of course not.
Yes. Yes, he could.
What?
Miss Gregg.
What do you mean by that?
Mr. Hart was the one who built up this company. The one who developed the products, put all his money in it.
Now, just a minute.
He's the one who sold all the product that made all the money. He and Mr. Adams were the ones who started the business.
Is that true, Mr. Thomas?
Yes, of course.
And when Mr. Thomas and his relatives came along...
Miss Gregg. What she says is true, Mr. Dollar. Charlie Hart and Ben Adams did start this business. They took on a couple of partners, Al Bowers and Frank Dalvers. They were the ones who decided on the expansion program, who came to us for the financing.
With the others gone, it should have been Mr. Hart's company.
Oh, wait, Miss Gregg.
Our financing made this present operation possible. But to imply that Charlie could have been driven by jealousy or any other motive to commit these crimes, that's absurd. How could you suggest such a thing, Miss Gregg?
I didn't say he did it. I only tried
We know what you said, and you've said enough.
Tell me one thing, Mr. Thomas.
Yes?
What happens to his share of the business when one of the partners dies? Or in this case, when he's murdered?
Well, the other partners absorb his share.
Then, if Charlie Hart eliminated one of you, it would add to his holdings.
That's true.
Okay, I'll see you later.
But, Mr. Dollar, if you believe for one moment that Charlie Hart... Why, I've known him for years.
Yeah? Well, I think I want to know him a little better.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Do you know who said, democracy is based upon the conviction that there are extraordinary possibilities in ordinary people? Those words came from the American religious leader, Harry Emerson Fosdick. From the earliest days of the United States of America, there has been the sentiment that the average person can achieve an important goal if he is given an environment in which he can develop his capabilities to the fullest extent. An environment in which the individual is given the rights and privileges that he needs for development. It is the duty of every American to protect and stimulate this environment. Remember the words of Harry Emerson Fosdick. They are part of your American heritage. The extraordinary possibilities of ordinary people are inherent in American democracy.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Ugly Pattern Matter.
It was pretty plain that Charlie Hart, supposedly next on the list of victims, had plenty of motive for eliminating some of his partners in the Simplex Tackle Company. I guess the same applied to any other member of the company. But he, having started the business, knew all about the others, their plans, their habits. And he'd been last seen just prior to the murder of James Williams. I got his address, hopped into my car, and drove back to Danbury. But ringing his bell and pounding on his door got me nothing.
Here, young man.
You want Mr. Hart? You'll probably find him at the factory.
Are you the building superintendent?
That's right.
Then I want you to let me into Mr. Hart's apartment.
Well, now.
All right,
just
here are my credentials. I'm an insurance investigator.
Investigator.
Yeah, here, see?
Johnny Dollar special.
And if that isn't enough, here's a 5 spot for your trouble. 10.
Well. But now don't you let on that
Okay, Dad, thanks. The same list that I got.
The offices.
Huh?
The offices of our company.
Mr. Hart.
That's right, Charlie Hart. Should have looked behind the door when you barged in here.
Yeah, well, look, would you like to point that thing the other way, please?
I'm sorry, Mr. Dollar, of course.
Well, you know who I am.
Yes, I heard you through the door.
All right, is that the gun that killed one of your partners?
That killed one of my... No. But listen. Tomorrow's another Wednesday. Wednesday, Mr. Dollar.
I know.
And look at that list you're holding. I finally realized the progression in which these murders are happening.
Oh?
On the basis of our salaries at the company. Adams, Bowers, Dolvers, then Williams or me.
Yes, you've circled Williams' name.
Yes, because he got it last week. That's why I'm staying in here, locked in. Because tomorrow, if the killer strikes again, that crazy maniac killer...
Maybe. Or maybe that's what he'd like everyone to think. Charlie, a couple of questions.
Anything if I can help you stop this.
That company was once yours.
Yes, that's right.
You were the boss, the head man, until Hanley Thomas came along.
Yes, Hanley and his brothers and his brother-in-law.
And they took over as first in rank.
Well, they were entitled to, Dollar.
What?
It was their money made the company what it is. I'm not an administrator, a man who knows and plays all the angles. I'm just a worker and a salesman.
Now, wait a minute. You mean you're content with the present setup?
Yes, of course. In spite of the prodding of a sweet old secretary who thinks that
Wait a minute.
But these murders, Mr. Dollar.
You stay put. Keep that gun and don't move out of this apartment until I tell you to, no matter who comes to the door, to save your life.
You think you know...
Charlie, it's been right under my nose. The obvious. Almost too obvious. But I had no proof of anything. Only a hunch, but a potent one. So how to prove it out? Bluff? It might work, if I was right. I drove into police headquarters and picked up Sergeant Dennis, then out to the Simplex Tackle Company. But when I walked in, it was after hours, no secretaries about. When I walked into the office, I borrowed the sergeant's handcuffs and made him wait outside, his ear glued to the door.
Well, Mr. Dollar, I didn't expect you back. What do the handcuffs mean?
They mean arrest for the murder of your partners.
That's a very bad joke.
You and your brothers and brother-in-law, the whole company yours, once you got rid of the men who started it, who made it possible for your capital to make it pay off. But tell me, were you going to kill off your relatives, too, one by one?
This is the most absurd thing.
You covered your tracks pretty well. Perfect crimes. Except for that ore you used to kill Williams. Fingerprints as big as life all over it.
Impossible.
I figured the gloves you wore must have had holes in them, or have been worn very thin.
What?
That you just didn't notice in the excitement of the moment. And when I finally found those gloves...
You've been out to my home, ransacking my home.
And when your wife confessed that you weren't at home at the time of any of the murders...
That's a lie. She helped me plan the whole thing.
Oh. Then you admit the murders. After my bluff about the fingerprints.
I see. But now that you know, you haven't had time to tell anyone, there's no one around to hear the shot, Mr. Dollar.
No, but I heard a real clean confession, Mr. Thomas.
Sergeant, No, that was just to protect myself from this...
I'm afraid that kind of talk's a little late.
No, it is.
Look out! Sergeant, I haven't seen that fast a draw except on TV.
That's where I learned it.
There'll be a lot for the courts to work on about who else was involved with Thomas. The sergeant's bullet killed him, by the way, and I'd call it good riddance. Or at least quick justice. So, expense account total, including a lot of mileage on my car, $101 even. Remarks? Why bother? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone, who also wrote today's story. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Les Tremaine, Forrest Lewis, Herb Vigran, Junius Matthews, and Frank Gerstle. Be sure to join us next week for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Roy Rowan speaking.
Johnny Dollar has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Nick Walters, Johnny. Northeastern Fidelity and Bonding.
Oh, hi, Nick. How's with you?
Good and bad, Johnny. Good and bad.
Well, I'm sure it's nothing good you've called me about. What's the problem?
$58,000.
Lost, straight, or stolen? As if I didn't know.
Yeah, probably stolen. Ever hear of the Old Lang Syne Furniture Company?
I have not. Sounds like a gag.
It's no gag. Some of the finest traditional furniture in the world comes out of that plant.
Really?
It's up in northern Massachusetts in a little town north of Fitchburg, and it's run by a bunch of real characters.
Oh, how do you mean?
Well, I suggest that when you go up there, you wear a dark blue suit, white shirt, and black four-in-hand tie.
Huh?
Oh, and suspenders. Be sure you wear suspenders.
Are you kidding? Why?
Why don't you come over here at the office and let me tell you about it?
Yeah, Nick, I think I'd better.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Northeastern Fidelity and Bonding Company, Home Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Two-Face matter. Expense account item 1, after shaving, showering, and donning the most funereal clothes I could find. Item 1, $1.10, taxi to Nick Weldon's office at Northeastern Fidelity and Bonding.
Just remember what I told you, Johnny. The Old Lang Syne Furniture Company is run by a bunch of characters.
Yeah, that's what intrigues me. That's why I came over here.
Oh, they're craftsmen, all right. The old school. May take them a couple of years to make an ordinary straight-back chair, but when it's done, it's the most beautiful thing you ever saw. And the finish they get on the pieces they turn out. Beautiful.
And expensive, too, huh?
Oh, sure, but worth it. Any piece of furniture they make will last 100, 500 years. Yeah, they're real honest craftsmen, the kind you don't see anymore.
Uh-huh. Well, apparently somebody wasn't too honest with them. So tell me all, Nick.
Johnny, it seems one of their lads has run off with some of the company money.
Yeah, you mentioned $58,000.
Yep. $58,433 to be exact, and those boys are exact.
Well, what did the police have to say?
Nothing. They were never called in.
Well, why not?
I told you, the place is run by a flock of real characters.
Oh, brother, they must be. When did this happen?
Sometime within the past 3.5 years.
And you've just found out about it now?
That's right.
Well, how come?
I told you, John.
Yeah, that's right. You told me. They're a bunch of characters. But didn't their policy state that any claim had to be filed within 60 days of the loss?
Oh, we waived that for them. Struck it from the policy.
Why?
Because they don't like to be rushed in anything.
Rushed? After all, 60 days.
And don't forget, they only discovered the loss a bit over a month ago.
They even took a month to let you know about it.
Yeah.
And yet you say it could have occurred as much as 3.5 years ago.
Yeah, I know. But why don't you save the questions for Mr. J. Worthington Keesley?
Who's he?
Yeah, the senior member of the organization, I guess you'd call him. There are no officers, you know, president, vice president, and so on.
You mean a company big enough to suffer a cash loss of $58,000?
Johnny, I told you.
Yeah, that's right. You told me.
Yeah. So, will you go up there and see what's what?
Nick, I'm going up there for just one reason, on expense account, of course.
Oh, of course.
And that is to take a good look at these crazy characters you've been telling me about. Item 2, 325 for a bus to Fitchburg, Massachusetts, where at the terminal I picked up a local to North Weldon, home of the Old Lang Syne Furniture Company. The name was appropriate. Located on the outskirts of the quiet little New England town, it consisted of a huge barn-like building that looked as though it had been standing there since the year 1. Surrounded by stately elm trees and a couple of gnarled ancient oaks, it looked, well, very picturesque. A large wrought iron weathercock graced one end of the high-peaked shingle roof and looked down on broad lawns and well-kept flower beds. The road leading up to it was just an old-fashioned dirt road, and I kicked the dust as I plodded along. Then suddenly I stopped. For there at the side, instead of automobiles, were, believe it or not, horses. Horses and carriages and a bicycle or 2 or 3. It was almost as though a picture of 50 or 60 years ago had suddenly come to life. And then inside, when I found Mr. J. Worthington Keesley, well, he looked like one of the Smith brothers, and was sitting in front of a fine but ancient roll-top desk.
Of course we do, Mr. Dollar. Our fathers and their fathers before them all wore full beards. Therefore, we do, too. Would you like a bit of snuff, sir?
No. No, thanks.
Yes, it's one of the traditions, sir. The traditions to which we adhere in order that we may continue to fabricate the superlative furniture for which we've become famous over the past 107 years.
And I take it, Mr. Keesley, that the same thing applies to the horses and carriages out there at the side?
Yes, they were good enough for our grandparents, so they're good enough for us. I suppose that's why I should have suspected Mr. Twiller.
Mr. Twiller?
Roscoe James Twiller, Mr. Dollar. Here, sir, there's a picture of him. In this group photograph taken on the occasion of our 100th anniversary.
I feel like I ought to yell beaver.
I'm afraid his mighty shock of hair and magnificent beard misled me back in 1941 when I hired him. Yes, and I suppose I should have known when he gave up horse and surrey to drive one of those newfangled motor cars.
Should have known what, Mr. Keesley?
That he was no longer a man suited to our fine establishment.
Is he the one who took off with your $58,000?
$58,433.41.
Are you sure? I mean, sure it was he?
Beyond a shadow of a doubt, sir. He was the only one beside myself who had a key to the vault in which we kept our building fund. And when he suddenly left us 3 years, 5 months, and 16 days ago, yes, I should have known.
But you didn't discover the loss until recently.
It was June 21st at 4 minutes after 10 that I went down to the vault. For the first time in 4 years, we had something extra to put aside.
And you discovered the money was missing?
The vault was empty. Except for this note.
Huh? Goodbye, suckers.
Horrid word.
Signed Twiller.
So, you see, Mr. Dollar.
Yes, I do. It looks like he's our man.
No question about it.
And you've no idea where he might have gone?
None whatsoever.
Well, surely there must be some clue.
None whatsoever. But you must find him.
But that was 3.5 years ago.
Exactly 3 years, 5 months, and 16...
Yeah. So where do I start?
Unless your company decides simply to reimburse us for our loss, that, Mr. Dollar, is up to you.
2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Sometimes we may wonder why a football team doesn't quit playing and walk off the field when it finds itself 50 points behind with only a few minutes of play to go. What is that indomitable spirit that fills men with hope and keeps them going in spite of terrific odds? Keeps them going just to play the game according to the rules, just to get the job done as well as they know how. This kind of spirit pervaded the feelings of heavy bomber crews of the 9th Air Force on that day of glory, August 1st, 1943, the day of one of the most secretly planned surprise bombing missions of World War II. The day of the low-level attack on the Romanian oil refineries at Ploiești. More than 170 B-24 heavily loaded bombers took off in a swirl of red dust from Benghazi, Libya, to bomb a highly defended priority target. The element of surprise in the low-level attack was to be one of their greatest weapons. But things went wrong from the start. 3 planes exploded during takeoff operations. 11 more aborted due to engine trouble. Of those that reached the target area, less than 1/3 returned to home base. The leaders of the mission encountered navigation difficulties and difficulty in identifying specific targets. And due to the loss of that elemental hope, surprise, they also encountered devastating enemy firepower from flak and fighters. The mission was partially successful, but a horrifying experience. 5 medals of honor were awarded to the heroes of the Ploiești raid for valorous action above and beyond the call of duty. At any time, the men would have been justified in turning back, but they had a code of conduct that made them want to see the unequal game through to the end. It was a job that had to be done. A charge of the Light Brigade in the air as they flew down the valley of death to glory.
And now, Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Two-Faced Matter.
Okay, Mr. Keasley, it looks like this man Twiller is the one who walked off with the money in your safe when he left your employ.
No question about it. And unless you can find him, your company will have to pay the full amount of the loss.
Yeah, well, even if I do find him, the chances are he'll have spent that money. After all, 3 years and a half.
Exactly 3 years, 5 months, and 16...
You say you have no idea whatsoever as to where he might have gone.
With that much money, he could be anywhere in the world.
Uh-huh. Where did he live?
I don't know, sir.
What?
After all, it was none of my affair.
But if he worked for you a number of years...
I make it a rule never to pry into the affairs of others. Except, of course, where the manufacture of fine furniture is concerned.
Well, doesn't anybody in this organization know anything about Twiller?
Possibly Mr. Bottomley.
Who's he?
He is presently engaged in creating a Hepplewhite table in the shop. Come, we shall speak with him.
The huge shop dated back 100 years at least. There wasn't a single power tool, not even a buzzsaw. But some of the tools looked as though they might have been used to build the ark. 8 or 10 men, all of them old, all wearing dark trousers, suspenders, and white aprons, were busy turning out fine pieces of furniture, carefully, almost lovingly. And every one of them wore his own distinctive full beard. Hooray for tradition. Mr. Keasley led the way to a man who was gently trimming the edge of some kind of a sideboard.
Good morning, Mr. Bottomley. Good morning, Mr. Keasley. You must pardon this intrusion, Mr. Bottomley.
It must be for good reason, Mr. Keasley. So you must understand that I cannot afford interruption if I am to finish this credenza by the 1st of the year coming.
Of course. I wish you to meet Mr. Johnny Dollar.
Good morning, Mr. Dollar.
How are you?
He is an investigator, Mr. Bottomley, come to get us back the money we lost.
Then he must find Mr. Twiller.
Exactly. Good morning, Mr. Thurston.
Good morning, Mr. Keasley.
Mr. Keasley tells me you know where this man Twiller lived.
He was my neighbor. Lived alone next door to me.
Where?
And I assure you, sir, I had no idea of his designs on the company building fund.
Yes, I'm sure, but now if you'll tell...
Each morning he drove me to work in his carriage until he purchased that abominable motor car.
Oh?
I refused to ride in it, sir, and bought myself a bicycle.
You did properly, Mr. Bottomley. Good morning, Mr. Woodstone.
Morning, Mr. Keeley. Well, just where is it that Twiller lived, Mr. Bottomley?
In the village of North Weldon, East North Weldon, on Peach Avenue.
Well, then perhaps the authorities there will be able to give me some kind of a lead.
The authorities?
The police, Mr. Keeley. The police? Good heavens. I hope not, Mr. Dollar. Surely not the police.
Gentlemen, please. These gentlemen are right, Mr. Dollar. Think of the blot on our good name.
Now, look, your loss amounts to $58,000.
$58,400.
If I don't find this man, my company's going to have to pay off.
I know, but the police...
Now, look, my immediate job is to find this Roscoe James Twiller. And if I need the help of the police to do it... Who's the chief of police in North Weldon? Well?
The mayor, Mr. Dollar.
What's his name?
John Kenworthy Wilkins, Mr. Dollar.
Any of you know him?
We do not mix with the townspeople, Mr. Dollar.
We don't even go into town, Mr. Dollar.
That's right.
But I do have a picture of the mayor. Here, sir.
Bottomley, where did you get this?
He's running for re-election, Mr. Keeley. I found this poster in my carriage.
Well, get rid of it, man. This is indecent.
No, wait a minute. Let me see that.
Terrible. Disgusting.
Huh?
Why, it's a disgrace to have such a thing within the walls of a fine old company.
Oh, no. No wonder the old boys were shocked. For His Honor the Mayor of North and East North Weldon was not only as bald as a billiard ball, but to top it off was clean shaven. Yeah, a picture like this within the walls of the All Lang Syne Furniture Company was real sacrilege. But I still hadn't done my job. I had to find this man Twiller or let the company pay out $58,000. How to find him? I hadn't the least idea.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Times have changed, and so has the man. During the 18th and 19th centuries, warfare with its musket fire, cavalry charges, and cannonades was a simple, direct, easily understood type of conflict. The undisciplined but sharp-eyed revolutionaries hid behind trees and hedgerows to pick off the advancing British troops. The wild, dashing, hell-for-leather cavalry charges of the Civil War and Custer's encounter with Sitting Bull and the Sioux Indians were, though courageous, simple and direct. But they were far removed from the developments of the atomic age, which demands selectivity, skill, and rigorous training. Until recently, the soldier's general level of knowledge determined his job suitability. Today, however, with more and more complex weapons and equipment being used, the military needs large numbers of skilled technicians. To that end, tests have been developed to find men with intelligence and technical aptitude, and to develop in these men the needs of the future. Yes, times have changed, and so has the man.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar and the Two-Faced Matter.
I found the mayor of North Weldon sitting comfortably on the shaded porch of his home, fanning himself with an election placard and sipping at what looked suspiciously like a gin and tonic.
Yes, you're certain that I can't fetch you a limeade, too, Mr. Dollar?
No thanks, Mayor Wilkins.
Yes. Well, now, as I started to say, when I first came here, I did hear some rumor about money having been taken from the old Lang Syne Furniture Company. But until they lodged a complaint with me, for you see, I'm also chief of police.
Yes, well, from what I can see, they're pretty slow about things like that.
Yeah, well, they're slow about everything. But they make magnificent furniture.
I could see that. Tell me, did you know this Roscoe Twiller at all?
No, gone before I came to North Weldon.
Oh? Well, that was only 3.5 years ago.
And I came after that.
Yet you're the mayor of the town.
Village, really, Mr. Dollar. But lovely place. I've always
I've liked it ever since the first time I saw it. And when the people learned of my police record, my record in police work out in Ohio, why, they insisted that I take over my present jobs for them.
I see. And you have no idea where I could get a lead on this man Twiller?
No, sorry. Don't the people at the furniture factory have any ideas about him?
None whatsoever.
You're sure?
I'm sure.
Yes, well, if what you've told me is true about his taking the money, I mean, he is probably far, far away.
Yep, I'm afraid so. Just as far as I am from solving this case. Well, we chatted on for a few minutes, and then I left him, in the hope of finding some erstwhile neighbor who might be able to give me some help. I headed across town toward Peach Avenue. And as I was about to pass the bus stop...
Bang! Bang!
Huh?
Bang! Bang! You're dead!
Oh.
And another redskin bit the dust.
Well, hi there, fella. Cowboy, huh?
Sure, I am a cowboy and a policeman and an artist and everything.
Sure.
My name's Jimmy Carter. What's yours?
Johnny Dollar.
Want to see some of my artistical drawings?
Yeah, sure I do, Johnny.
Just look at this cigarette advertisement here on the fence.
Uh-huh.
With my own crayons, too.
That's it.
How's that?
Jimmy, that's the most beautiful mustache I ever saw on any girl.
Sure. My teacher says I'm going to grow up and be a great artist.
Oh, sure.
But first I have to get a paint set.
Sure you do.
And see what I've done with this one.
Sure you... Jimmy.
That's our mayor.
Yeah.
He's running for re-election. That's why he has all these signs all around. Don't you think he looks a lot better with some hair on his old bald head?
And a little child shall lead him.
Now I'm going to put a beard on him. See? Like some of those old men at the furniture factory.
Stay with us, Jimmy. Stay with it.
They're funny old men. Like this. See?
Uh-huh.
Only they never come in town. Never. There. Doesn't that look like one of them? There.
Jimmy, that's so good I'm going to save it.
Really?
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot.
Gee.
I sure do.
I didn't know I was that good.
Jimmy, you'll never know how good you are.
Well, you back so soon, Mr. Dollar?
Mayor Wilkins, or rather, Chief Wilkins.
Yeah?
I have to ask you to make an arrest.
You mean you've found the man that you've been looking for?
If there's any question about it, I'll make a civilian arrest.
Oh, I don't understand, sir. Only a few minutes ago...
Only a few minutes ago, I was blind as a bat to the most obvious possibility in the world. You showed up in this town a short time after Roscoe Twiller left.
Yes, that's true.
Roscoe Twiller, with a heavy shock of hair and a thick beard.
Well, I understand it's all men out at the old Lang Syne furniture.
You, clean-shaven, completely bald.
Mr. Dollar.
I should have realized by the funny pink tint on the top of your noggin that you've been using some kind of hair remover.
I beg your pardon, sir.
Here. Look at yourself.
Yes. Where'd you get that?
Roscoe James Twiller, alias John Kenworthy Wilkins.
Now, Mr. Dollar...
And I'll bet that if I make a search of your house, I'll find the key to that vault in the furniture factory.
No, I threw it away.
Yeah. Do you want to make the arrest yourself, Twiller? Or shall I? I don't know why Twiller gave up so easily. I guess it was because I'd caught him completely off guard. He even signed a confession and promised to pay back what he could. So, from here on in, it's up to the courts. And all thanks to a little kid who liked to draw mustaches on billboards. Expense account total, including the finest paint set I could find for my little pal Jimmy. Ooh, hey, wait, I gotta pad this. It only comes out to $9.80. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Will White, Herb Vigran, Forrest Lewis, Edgar Barrier, Richard Beals, Bill James, and Gus Bays. Be sure to join us, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Roy Rowan speaking.
From Hollywood, it's time now for Edmund O'Brien as
Johnny Dollar.
Jack Barton, Johnny. Take this down. Policy number 245-7809. Got that?
Yeah, got it.
Los Angeles, California. Amount $1,150,000 straight life. Beneficiary, Mrs. Mabel Trandom. Insurer, her husband, Mr. Harold Trandom.
Right, sold down. Now, what's the problem?
Officially, there's none. As you know, the company can't take any preventive action. But we certainly aren't very happy to learn that there has been an attempt on Mr. Trandom's life.
Edmund O'Brien in another transcribed adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator, yours truly,
Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Home Office, Clayson Mutual Assurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. Attention, Jack Barton. The following is an accounting, unofficial but very payable, of my expenditures during investigation, also unofficial, of the Harold Trandom matter. Expense account item 1, $250.67, transportation incidentals, Hartford to Los Angeles, into the 2-acre Bel Air estate of the prominent coupon clipper, Mr. Harold Trandom. I presented my identification to the pert little maid who answered the door, was ushered through a portrait gallery and 2 living rooms to the terrace. Mr. Trandom was bent over his morning paper, sipping grapefruit juice. He looked up at me with the same scowl I'd seen on the front pages of newspapers.
Very early. Why did the servants let you in here?
May I sit down?
Certainly not. I don't even know you.
Yes, here's my card.
Insurance investigation. I suppose you think I can't pay my next premium.
Mr. Trandom, we have no doubt as to your credit rating. This is a much more important matter to you.
Financial?
In a way.
Now, what is this important matter?
Your life. I understand there's been an attempt on it.
That's my own affair. Strictly my own affair. I made adequate provisions. If your company is worried about my life, I'm very touched. But I assure you...
Don't misunderstand, Mr. Trandom. I'm only interested in your welfare unofficially. The company takes no preventive action of any sort. However, as a friend of Jack Barton, who's head of the Hartford office of Clayson Mutual, I'm here to try to see that no further attempts occur.
Unofficially or officially, I'm well taken care of. Thank you.
Oh, that's that then.
Sorry. Must have been a long trip from Hartford.
Yes, it was.
I should offer you a drink, I suppose.
Well, it's a little early for anything hotter than orange juice for me.
My doctor makes me drink this lot. Grapefruit juice. Go rest. Lala.
Slumped over the table and slid to the floor, still holding his chest. An army of servants rushed out and tried to look like they knew something. I was obviously the major suspect, and they vied with each other in their attempts to blame me. But nobody bothered to call 1 a hospital and 2 a policeman. Finally, one big guy, obviously a bodyguard, scooted everybody but me off the terrace and sat me down.
Besides, you didn't do it, did you?
No.
I didn't think so. But if I go back to the boss and tell him Trandom was knocked off right in front of my eyes, I'll get the axe, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
No, I'm prepared to exchange information with you.
Well, that's mighty generous. I'll see you later.
No, please, wait, don't go. Well, didn't you see nothing at all? Nothing I can go back and say, Mr. Helmer, I had my eyes open?
Well, if it means your job.
Yeah, it does. Believe me, it does.
I saw a wisp of blue smoke over there, that clump of bushes across the lawn.
And a man, he run away.
No man, just smoke.
The shadow of a man.
Just smoke.
The gleam of the gun.
A thin wisp of blue smoke.
This is all?
Look, you can make up the rest as you go along. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got a phone call to make. I think the police ought to know about this. When the sirens arrived, they examined the brush and found a few bent twigs among the straight ones. Nothing to go on. They set about examining all the servants, searching the house, but their efficiency got them nowhere. By the time they left, they had collected no information at all. The only thing they had succeeded in doing was to make Mrs. Mabel Trandom lock herself in her room for a good private cry. It was after the police left that I remembered the last word of Mr. Harold Trandom. Lila. Hating unsolved mysteries as I do, I knocked quietly at Mrs. Trandom's bedroom door instead of hopping on the next DC-6 for Hartford.
Go away.
Please, Mrs. Trandom, I'd like to talk to you.
I don't want to talk to anybody. Go away.
I'd like to talk to you about Lila.
Who did you say?
I'm Johnny Dollar. I'm with the
What about Lila?
May I come in? Thanks.
Tell me what about Lila?
Well, that's just what I was about to ask you.
You're one of the detectives, aren't you?
No, I'm an insurance investigator.
Sit down. What did you hear about her?
The last word your husband said was Lila.
Yes, it would be. That's all he talked about. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Oh, I got a steady diet of her, all right. What did he say about her?
Nothing. He just said Lila.
I suppose his insurance money won't be paid now that he was murdered.
The fact that he was killed won't interfere with the payment, Mrs. Trandom. The way it looks now, you'll get your money with very little trouble.
Because that's all he left me, mister. Me and the Jessie Frederica rescue mission. Money. I've got a closet full of coats and so many dresses I run out of hangers, and I've got shoes piled to the ceiling. And if I wanted to go out, nobody was nicer than he was about it. He'd see that one of the boys from his office took me wherever I wanted to go. He was real good to me, mister. He picked me up in a cafe where I was working as a waitress. He picked me up and gave me all this. And still I hated him.
Maybe I'd better go.
No, don't go. I gotta talk to somebody. Insurance, huh? How much was it?
$1,150,000.
Pretty big tip for just a cup of coffee, wouldn't you say?
He didn't have many friends, did he?
Nobody, mister. Not a friend in the world. You could comb the city from one end to the other for somebody to say a nice word about him. The closer you lived with him, the more you hated him.
It'll be pretty tough, I guess, to find out who did it.
It wasn't one person. It was the whole city. The whole world. Everybody got together and said we got to clean the rot out of this territory, and they hired somebody and did it.
Take it easy, Mrs. Trandom.
Don't call me Mrs. Trandom. Mabel, what? Mabel Harriet McGrandy. You know what I'm going to do? How much did you say it was?
$1,150,000.
And into a little apartment, have a couple of cats. I always wanted a couple of cats, but he couldn't stand them. I couldn't have any. Siamese I'm going to get.
Where can I find Lila?
I didn't tell the police about her. Why should I tell you?
No reason. I'd just like to know.
Lila Winnie. She lives at the Village High Hotel. She's very lovely. Very refined. I suppose maybe she was the only one who liked him. Hey, when you get through there, come back and talk to me some more, will you?
Expense account item 2, taxi fare to the Village High Hotel in North Hollywood. 4 tanned kids dashed in and out of a sprinkler's path. I walked to the last apartment to the right and knocked. I knocked again. I knocked a third time and tried the door. It was locked. I looked in the window. Through the lace curtains, I could see the body of a girl. Her head lolled crazily to one side, and there was a small red dot on her temple. The police investigated. The bullet hole was the quick work of a .38. There were letters in the bureau drawer, letters to Harold Trandom. The sergeant who found them grabbed the nearest chair, propped his feet up on a stool, and settled down for a long day's reading.
Hey, listen to this. How I die to have you put your arms around me again. Darling, you must know how much I miss you. You must know how much I love you. And then she takes it from there.
All right, Sergeant. You've had your kicks for the day. Dolly, you seem to be just about everywhere these days.
Mabel Trandom gave me her address.
She tell you anything?
I gathered that Lila was the other woman in this mess.
Only one left out of the 3. I think maybe we'd better pick Mabel up.
She didn't have time to do it, Lieutenant. I was with her right up to 20 minutes ago.
Would you swear to that in the courtroom?
Yeah, I'd have to.
In that case, let's look around. Thorough search, Sergeant. Room by room.
Somebody hasn't heard.
I'll get it. Hello? No, she isn't right now. Who's calling, please? I see. No, I don't think she will. I'll tell her. Yeah, goodbye. Jessie Frederica Mission calling. We wondered if Miss Wenig was going to be down today. She hasn't been down since last week. The boys miss her.
Bet they do all right.
I understand she was quite a charitable girl, devoted a lot of her time to the down and outers.
The Jessie Frederica Mission. Huh. See you later, Lieutenant.
Where are you going?
Well, I think I've heard that name somewhere before. I'm going up another blind alley. If I pick up anything, I'll give you a ring. Expense account item 3, $4.90. Transportation Bel Air to the Jessie Frederica Rescue Mission on Main Street. Now that the mystery was doubled, I thought it wise to follow up every enterprise the two late lovers had in common. The driver let me out in front of a store with the Jessie Frederica Mission, everyone welcome, painted on the window in gold. I walked into the place past little groups of sullen men sipping their coffee from tin cups. There was a room labeled, Wait in Here. An abrupt young man, nattily dressed, motioned me into an inner office and closed the door behind me. I was all alone, except for the smiling old lady at the desk.
Your name, please?
Johnny Dollar, I'm here on business.
Certainly. And you've had a bath.
Well, this morning
You do look pretty clean. I think our young men have a tendency to stay clean much more than, say, 30 years ago. Don't you?
Oh, definitely. But I'm not here for a bath.
Oh, sorry, but it's required. Any dependents?
Not as yet.
Good. Have you tried to get a job of any kind? The United States Employment Service? A private agency?
I've got a job.
Oh. Well, then, I'm sorry.
I'm an insurance investigator.
Oh, you're a graduate. Well, we've had so many come back and thank us. How long since you've been here?
A long time. Are you Mrs. Frederica?
Miss Frederica.
Oh, yes. Well, Miss Frederica. Do you know Miss Lila Wenig?
Why, certainly. She's on our board of directors. A wonderful girl.
Uh-huh. Did Mr. Harold Trandom also serve on your board of directors?
Why, yes, he does. They're very good friends.
Yes, I know. I've got bad news, Miss Frederica. They're dead. They were killed.
Oh, that's terrible. An automobile?
No.
How did it happen?
Murder. I'm an insurance investigator. If I could stay here for a while, I might be able to learn something of importance. What about it?
Well, I don't know. We've never done anything like this before.
I promise I'll take that bath. Can't you just pretend I'm one of your boys?
Well, perhaps I could, Mr.
Dollar.
Perhaps I could, Mr. Dollar. You just use all the hot water you want to.
I found myself in the midst of a lot of confused men. Men made even more helpless by belief in their own failure. I hung around the rest of the day listening to their stories. Toward evening, I found myself reliving an imaginative experience with a little white-haired, stubble-chinned guy who had forgotten I was even around.
U.S. Kedison started going up in the morning. I watched it. I never took my eyes off that tape. It was climbing like a bird straight to heaven. Well, I'm telling you, I couldn't breathe. I was so excited, and I turned to Thomas Lamont. He was as close to me as you are, you know. I turned and said, "Looks pretty good, huh, Tom?" And he smiled and said, "Yes, Ben, we're going to be all right." Yeah. 2 more points. 2 points more, my friend, and I wouldn't be standing out here, I'll tell you that.
Didn't make it, huh?
Oh, I'm not worried. I'll do it again someday. Man who's made it once can make it again. Yeah. Well, you say, I know a man, he was much worse off than I. He had less than nothing. He owed the world. And he came back and made the biggest fortune on the whole exchange. Maybe you heard of him. Director of this charity. Killed recently. Harold Trandom.
You knew him?
Knew him? Well, we were as close as twins. Yeah. He gave me lots of tips on the market.
Nice guy, huh?
He was very nice. He was a very nice man. Oh, he was gruff sometimes, but kind. A really good heart. And when he took up with that woman, she was a director here, too. They killed her, too, you know. You knew that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when they took up together, I knew she'd kill him.
She didn't kill him.
Well, the other way around then.
No, it wasn't that way either.
Well, you know.
No. I always heard he wasn't very well liked.
Oh, he had lots of enemies. You see that fellow over there? No, the one leaning against the wall.
Oh,
The one
yeah.
with the brown sweater?
Yeah.
He hated him. Oh, that was a real big thing, that hate was.
What's his name?
Sanderson, Bill Sanderson. What happened was, years ago, they was partners, the two of them. Bill Sanderson and Trandom. Yep. Trandom did Sanderson out of his brokerage business and sent him down to Skid Row.
I guess Sanderson was only one of many.
Oh, sure, he had his enemies, Trandom did. But Sanderson, he was the one who introduced me to Trandom, you know. Sanderson hated him worse than anybody. Hated that woman of his, too. Lila, whatever her name was.
Well, that's interesting, Ben.
Oh, it's nothing. Why, I got stories that would make your hair curl. I'll tell them to you over a drink sometime, huh?
I had noticed Sanderson watching me out of the corner of his eye. He was a big man of indeterminate age, rolling a toothpick around in his mouth. I walked to the cafe down the street, had a bite to eat, and came back to the mission. A crowd was gathered in one corner, talking excitedly. I moved through to the front row and looked down. There was little Ben, lying dead on the floor. I moved back through the crowd and right into Bill Sanderson.
Dollar, maybe you better come along with me.
The sliver of shining metal in his hand convinced me to come along with him. There didn't seem to be a great deal of choice. He stopped me in front of a door 3 buildings down, opened it, shoved me in, and closed it again. Inside, it was not quite pitch black.
I'm glad to meet you, Dollar. Any friend at Trandum's is a friend of mine.
We will return to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in just a moment. The radio audience has the chance to be a part of a quiz show. They can enjoy laughing along with the nation's top comedians, too. But Dr. Christian is the only dramatic show on the air which is actually written by the radio audience. Each Wednesday evening, over many of these same CBS stations, you hear Gene Hersholt as kindly, gentle Dr. Christian tell a story which has been sent in by a CBS listener. Here's your chance not only to enjoy a radio show, but be an actual part of that program by writing it yourself. Be listening each Wednesday evening when CBS presents Dr. Christian. And now, with our star, Edmund O'Brien, we return to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
I don't know how many times Sanderson tried to use his knife. Perhaps he was getting too big a kick out of wearing me down to use it at all. Then I was able to maneuver him around with his back against the light from the street. I grabbed his arm and smashed his fist against the wall. It was the fist with the knife, and when it dropped to the floor, I went about my work with a new zest.
You just picked on the wrong guy, sir. Come on, get up. Okay. Come on. Take it easy. Get up, Sanderson. Get up.
Stand up straight.
Hey, come on now. What about it? Lay off, huh?
I got a lot of questions. About how you killed Harold Trandom and Lila Weinig and Ben. They found out, didn't they?
Out of my way!
He pushed me aside and went out the door, melting into the population of Main Street. For me, the mystery was over and the manhunt had begun.
Got away, huh?
Yeah. He played possum and I fell for it.
Yeah, we got all the cars on the lookout. Too late to stake out the neighborhood. We'll get him. You can go on home.
No, I'll stick around just for laughs. I've got kind of a personal interest in this case.
So I see. Didn't do your face much good.
I think I'll drop over to the widow's house.
Oh, Mrs. Trandom?
Yeah, she asked me to drop back to keep her company. With Sanderson on the loose, she may need more company than she thinks. Expense account item 6, $4.50, police headquarters to the Bel Air mansion of the late Mr. Trandon. As the cab pulled away, I noticed a familiar hulk standing on the stoop. It was the big bodyguard, and he ran toward me as if he'd just seen an old friend.
Oh, mister, I'm so glad to see you again. You just don't know.
Hadn't you better report back to the office? There are liable to be plenty more bodies to guard.
I was fired.
Oh, no kidding.
He wouldn't even give me a chance to explain. Mr. Halmer, I said, mistakes happen. What happened to me could have happened to anybody. I really had my eyes open. I seen a big guy with a .38 revolver over 100 yards away, and he run for cover. I chased him all over the plantation and finally caught him. Look here. I even brought him a piece of the suit the guy wore.
Recognizing a .38 from over 100 yards away didn't do your story much good.
Yeah, you know, I thought about that later.
Uh-huh.
And that guy whose suit I tore is threatening to sue me.
You made a good try.
Say, you don't know where I could maybe get another bodyguarding job, huh?
Have you tried plumbing?
Bodyguarding is the only job I know. I'm skilled.
I'll tell you what. Hang around with me for a while.
What's the fee?
Oh, no fee. You can use the experience.
I'm sorry. I have my price.
A man with your pride doesn't need a job. So long.
Oh, no, wait. You caught me desperate. 10 a day.
I'll put it on the swindle sheet. What was your name?
Max.
Okay, Max. Get your foot out of that flower bed and come on. My earnest protector and I went up the grand staircase led by a butler, Max keeping a good 6 paces behind me like an Arabian bride. The butler went through a door, leaving us to wait in the hall. When he came out, he whispered to me to wait. He went downstairs. I opened the door, leaving Max on the outside, and walked in. Mrs. Harold Trandom, who preferred to be called Mabel, was fingering the ears of a white cat on her lap.
Isn't he beautiful?
He's lovely. I want to ask you about a guy I ran into a few hours ago. Do you happen to know Bill Sanderson?
Bill Sanderson? No, I don't. Blonde or dark?
You know, you aren't the lonely little girl I remembered talking to this morning. What makes you so happy?
I'm going away.
Where?
Somewhere. How much did you say that policy was for?
A lot of money.
You can mail it to me.
You going alone?
All alone.
Pretty girl like you alone all this time? Hard to believe.
Oh, it'll be different now. You'll see. I've got my next guy all picked out. In my mind, I mean. He'll marry me for my looks and my money, but mostly for my money. Then I can be boss for a change.
You wouldn't mind if I took a small look around the room, would you?
Keep your hands off things that don't concern you. I know all about search warrants.
I'll bet you do. But keeping letters like this on your dressing table isn't playing it too smart.
You keep your hands off my personal mail.
Signed by Bill Sanderson. You shouldn't leave things like this around.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mabel, I should have known that a girl with your looks wouldn't just sit around with her crocheting while her husband gallivants about town. You better get packed. Those tickets on the table are for the 6 o'clock plane. It's 4:30 right now.
Don't worry, Mr. Dollar. I'll make the plane.
You keep everything handy, Mabel. Point that the other way, would you mind?
We'll make that plane. Bill has wonderful plans. There's Rio and Argentina and all those South American countries. Nobody's going to stop us now.
So you paid Bill the...
I paid Bill nothing. He killed Harold because he loved me. Should have married him in the first place, but he didn't have the money, and that was important to me then. I met him too late. I met him after Harold had torn every penny and every bit of self-respect out of him.
He's killed a few more since you last saw him. It's been one after the other. I don't suppose you've heard about Lila Wenig and poor little Ben down at the mission.
You're a liar.
It'll be in this evening's papers. Or better yet, you call the police department. You're going off with a mad dog. He's tasted blood and he doesn't know when to quit. You've got over $1 million. Take my advice, Mabel. Find yourself another guy.
Get out of my way.
You're an accomplice to one murder. Don't try for 3.
Get out of my way!
I always bow to firearms.
This is the room with the outside lock. Goodbye, Mr. Dollar.
Max! Max!
Hey, boss, what happened?
Where were you?
Oh, I was catching a few winks. Tired. I thought I'd die.
That's being on the job, Max. You're fired.
Why? What'd I do?
A young lady and a killer are about to embark for South America, and you ask what you did. Here's your 10 spot. Try the want ads. I ran down the stairs, brushed aside the butler, and opened the front door just in time to see Mabel's car pull out of the garage and grind over the gravel to the gate. Through the rear window, I saw her suitcases piled high in the back seat. I rushed back into the house and grabbed the phone.
Vincelli, homicide.
Johnny Dollar, Lieutenant. Listen, Mabel Trandom just left here in a big hurry. She had airplane tickets for Rio. The plane leaves at 6. She's picking up Bill Sanderson first, somewhere.
Don't tell me she's in on her husband's death.
Very much so. She knows I saw the ticket, so she may try another means of transportation. Better cover all the exits.
Good work, Dollar. I'll get right on it.
Say, Lieutenant, there are too many cab fares listed on my expense account. You haven't got a car you can spare.
Sure thing. I'll send 109 right over.
He sent 109 right over. We got to International Airport in time to check the passenger list. Sure enough, there was a name, Mabel Trandon. We waited till departure time, and I felt a little like Drew Pearson must when his predictions come true.
She didn't show, Dollar. I better check with headquarters to see if she's been reported at the railway stations or the bus depots.
Smartest thing she could do now would be to pick up Sanderson and head for the border by auto.
I've already sent out a roadblock notice. Well, your job is done, Dollar. Why risk your neck?
This is one I don't want to just read about. And then there's the matter of $1 million policy. Before we're through, we might have to dig up the second beneficiary. Lieutenant Pincelli checked with headquarters. They had not shown at any departure points. The roadblock had been set up on the coast route just out of Capistrano, where 101 and its alternate meet, the only highway south. Everybody was giving a 3-time killer just the sort of attention he deserved. It was getting dark. The lieutenant and I sat in his car watching the roadblock.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, this could be for nothing. Maybe they've decided to stay home.
No, that's not for Mabel. She's pretty restless, likes to keep moving. I think they'll make a try for the border tonight.
Hey, look up there. Somebody's pulling on a line.
Yeah, he's turning off onto the shoulder.
He's going to try to crash the block. Okay, let's go.
We weren't even sure it was Sanderson and Mabel. Might have been a couple of rum smugglers for all we knew. Whoever it was paid no attention to our siren, but we pulled closer, hugging the curves by using the whole road.
See if you can use that rifle, Dollar.
Right. There goes the tire.
They're out of control. Is that the car?
Yeah, that's it.
Let's try to get this door open.
No use, Lieutenant. Look inside.
Yeah. Yeah, I better get on the radio.
Expense account item 7, another cab fare, $4 from my hotel to the Jesse Frederica mission. It was a week later. The old lady nodded me to a chair, and I sat down.
Well, Mr. Dollar, it's good to see you again. Won't you sit here? I think this seat will be more comfortable.
Thank you. I've just come to say goodbye, Miss Frederica. I wish you all the luck in the world, and I've got something for you.
A contribution?
I think you'd better sit down first. Miss Frederica, I wish I could have the pleasure of giving checks like these to people like you more often. And don't try to count the zeros.
1,150,000. Oh, Mr. Dollar.
It's from a guy named Harold Trandon. It's his way of giving back about 5% of what he should never have taken.
I can't believe it. How did it happen?
He named the Jesse Frederica Rescue Mission as a second beneficiary, and the first beneficiary is dead.
Please excuse me, Mr. Dollar. I think I'm going to cry.
She did. As quietly as possible, I got up and left. I walked out onto Main Street, down past the little shops, the surplus stores, the shoe-shine parlors, and the all-night movies. And I couldn't help thinking, $1 million can buy a lot of turkey dinners. Expense account total, $736.82. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, stars Edmund O'Brien in the title role and is written by Gil Dowd and David Ellis with music composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Edmund O'Brien can soon be seen starring in the Columbia Pictures production, The Los Angeles Story, Featured in tonight's cast were James Eagles, Ted Osborne, Ed Max, Gloria Blondell, Raymond Burr, Ida Reese-Marin, and Junius Matthews. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Jaime Del Valle. Join us again next week when, from Hollywood, Edmund O'Brien returns in another transcribed adventure of
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
This is CBS, where Wednesday night is Bing Crosby night. The Columbia Broadcasting System.